leave with me. That's my baby. That's my baby. Said that's my baby. Yeah, that's my baby. That's my baby. Yeah, that's my baby.
It's that Campbell's That's My Baby off that CBPVD. 3 years later, that's the song of the week to start the podcast episode. But we're here, CA Podcast Cap, episode 33?
Ooh.
33.
Is this my LeBron year?
I almost missed it. I was about to say 32 or 34.
Is it 33?
I think it's 33. 33. The
I
note said it, yeah. Yeah, the note said 33, so it's 33. 33. And yeah, for starters, obviously, every week we got the Chubb Corner, the producers here doing their job, Marloon, Mindset Erlin in the cut.
Yo,
per usual.
The Doja Cat.
They're busy looking at the Doja Cat picture.
Hey, listen, man. I opened the chat, and that's the first thing.
Doja Cat.
Man,
She
Doja
tweeted a
Cat.
very provocative photo right before we walked in here.
Crazy, looking crazy, man. I
Got
hope
me
everybody's
motivated.
well, though.
I'm excited for this fucking episode.
Yo. And my guest this week, a very, very special guest to me, someone that I've been dying to tap into, getting to know his world. I've always heard rumblings when it comes to it, what's happening in PVD. His name gets mentioned a lot. And then the names that get mentioned around his names always shocked me. I was like, what? What? He was a part of this, a part of that. And I'm like, no. There has to be a reason. And, you know, from the brief encounters we've had, it seems to be, in my opinion, because he has a very dope energy, very dope vibe, and everything that he represents seems to come from a very genuine place. So we're going to talk to him today, and also we're going to discuss a couple, obviously, main events, main topics of the week happening in the culture. We're going to get his opinion on it. But for those who don't know, this week, Providence, Rhode Island, we have Gibran in the building.
Hey, thank you.
Appreciate you, brother.
Welcome.
I'm so fucking happy.
Appreciate you, man. Appreciate you, man. So tell the people where can they find you. What's your socials before we start right away?
For sure. Twitter, Instagram, two most easiest way to find me. Real simple between both platforms. It's Gibran PVD, GIBRAN PVD. Real simple. Hit it.
You already know. And yeah, man, Gibran, my Dominican brother. What's your full name?
De lo mío. Gibran Borbón.
Gibran, say it again?
Borbón.
Borbón. Oh, I think I have family, but not directly. I think like distant relatives. You know, where's your family from in DR?
Mainly del Cibao.
Cibao?
Yeah,
Cibaeño?
Cibao and El Capital.
La Capital, okay. Yeah, most of my family's from Bani.
Yeah. That's where my mom's from. That's the most family that I know is everybody that's from there. My father, didn't really grow up there, but got there in his teen years. That's how he met my mother.
Yeah.
But my father's from 4 hours out of Santiago, so they still call it
Pretty much,
yeah. Even though he's 4 hours out, he's like, bro, I'm still kind of from there.
That's close enough. Yeah.
So in their terms, for sure. The way my father explains it, he's like, this is close enough, dog.
Facts. No, facts. Man, Gibran, we'll start right away from the top. Well, yeah, we'll start this way because I've been dying to ask so many questions when it comes to you and everything that you have going on and have had going on without your entire history of life. It seems to be very, very impressive. For those who don't know, though, for starters, who is Gibran? When it comes to a random stranger meeting you, how would you describe yourself currently right now, Gibran?
Man, I would definitely just describe myself as just another person working. I don't really think of myself as anything separate. I feel like I've surpassed identifying as an artist, identifying as a businessman or something like that. I just feel like I've ascended in my own mind and in my own head to this place of I am just existing in the ecosystem, and I'm enjoying my time right here. So I feel like whatever is the word that gets me closest to being human, and that's what I want to be, because everything else is secondary.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm just shifting through walls. I don't know, to be so philosophical, but I don't really see myself.
He's being humble, guys. He's being humble. He's one of the biggest dot connectors in the history of Rhode Island.
That's a huge compliment.
That's what you got to say, to be honest. Let's say where does your story start? For starters, how old are you right now?
Man, I'm turning 35 this year.
35. Wow. Wow. 35.
in October.
Wow.
Yep.
Damn. You looking 28.
I don't know. That damn hit a little bit different.
Nah, it's not the Kevin Hart damn. Damn. Nah, the Kevin Hart damn was crazy.
So
He kind of disrespected him.
either way, I'm gonna survive this, yo. I'm gonna survive it. Yo.
Yo, no, that's amazing. You know, decade difference between us, but at the same time, you know,
Absolutely.
a part of the culture and same worlds. You know, especially the Dominican connection is by default. That's all day.
Yeah, automatically, I
Yeah.
want to be your cousin.
Yeah.
Like automatically, like that's
Facts.
exactly where I want to go.
Yeah, or if people
Who's your-
ask, we already are.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah. Like,
that's my
who's
primo
your
right there.
mom? Who's your grandfather? Yeah, that's my cousin's seventh cousin. My grandmother met him
Facts.
back at one time in Whole
Mhm.
Foods. So
Yep.
yeah, we cousins now.
Somehow we're related. Somehow that's how Dominicans be. Nah, but so 35 years old. Wow. And when did your actual interest into this music industry start? Because I'm assuming, because a lot of things in life, I always ask people like, oh, you know, what did you want to be growing up? But I'm pretty sure, you know, a lot of times when you try to plan something out, it never really is how you expect it to be. So you probably didn't, you know, grow up wishing that you were going to be in the position you are now. You know, God really just laid it out for you. But growing up, what did you want to become?
This was it.
Oh, really?
This was it. Absolutely. And one way or another, I think I always dreamed that this is where I wanted to finally attend to. And as I matured in myself and in my career, this was it. This was exactly everything that like my mind formed into like thinking that it understood what I wanted to become. So it started off as an actor, and like I feel like I am that person. I'm definitely doing that in one way or another,
Mm-hmm.
whether no matter what stage I'm hitting, like in some form I'm looking to be a character as authentic to myself as possible that speaks to where I come from without having to get too deep. This is exactly where I wanted to be. I wanted to be an entertainer. I wanted to be a businessman. I wanted to be able to help my city. I wanted to help kids. I wanted to help anybody that needed help, women. It didn't matter. I always knew that I needed to be able to be of service to somebody. So like this is where I wanted to be for sure.
Well, at what age did this, you know, journey you think was like cemented, or the first like taste of it? What age?
Had to be like watching Aladdin. So I must have been in like elementary school. I think like Disney movies was like the greatest thing for me in a sense. Michael Jackson was like the greatest thing for me, you know. Tupac was the greatest thing for me. Power Rangers was the greatest. Ninja Turtles. So like I always knew that the character, I always like self-actualized, like, all right, who are the characters that I'm most drawn to? Genie, Michelangelo, like the Black Ranger because he's cool. Like, you know what I mean? Like I started to understand like, all right, I understand TV at a young age, and I understand that everybody's like fitting some sort of like demographic, some sort of story. And I always went for the goofy kid. I always went for Michelangelo. Like I always said to myself in my head, like Michelangelo is me. So
I love Michelangelo.
yeah, you know, I'm the goofy kid. I'm loud. I'm this. I'm that. But you know, you gotta love me. So
Yeah.
those are the people that I was drawn to. And then when I started to figure out what in this lifestyle I wanted to become, then it was like, oh, I know what role that I want to fit, you know? So I can go host because I understand how to act. I can go act because I understand how to act. I can be behind music because I love music. So I just tried to find every bit of piece of like affinity that I had for things and tried to work it and then like learn as I was going. I never needed to like open up a book. I just wanted to be that.
That's amazing.
Yeah,
That's
cool.
amazing. And you didn't go to school for like acting or nothing really?
I went to high school and I took acting classes there.
What school? High school?
Hope High School.
Hope High School. Okay.
And that was it. That was all I needed.
Did you go to college at all?
No.
No college at all? Not even till this day, right? Obviously no. Or did you ever like maybe try to, or it was like, fuck it, like I just skipped it completely?
I got really lucky.
Yeah.
I got really lucky.
That's amazing.
Yeah. So it was do or die. Single mother of 4 kids. I'm the baby. Yada, yada, yada.
Yeah.
You know, poor. unimpoverished, whatever, welfare, Section 8. 3 older brothers that think I'm a weirdo because I listen to rock music.
Yeah.
And think I'm a weirdo because I'm into art and that I'm different from them. Get beat up, yada, yada, yada. The story goes on. I'm the outcast and PlayStation and video games, hentai. You know what I mean? Like Japanese anime and stuff. Like I'm completely different. Like my oldest brother is the most Dominican person I know. My second oldest brother is the most thuggest motherfucker I know. And then luckily I got blessed with a third brother that related to me one way or another. So it was like destined. As soon as I finished high school, it was like do or die. That's what I said to myself. Wow. And it was like, I'm either going to go take modeling serious or I'm going to go to college. And I was like, I'm damn for sure ain't going to go to college. So I got to go figure this shit out. And
yo, what was the first situation that you landed yourself in modeling wise that was like, okay, I'm doing the right thing and this is like, this is paying the bills or potentially can lead to that?
Man. Yeah, it would have to be like the very first gig. I'm 16. I'm doing modeling shows with one of my crusade mentors around the city. And I'm like working Black Sheep at the age of 16.
Wow.
Not Black Sheep, excuse me. Damn. I just
Is it the same location before Black Sheep or no?
Aurora. What was Aurora before? Man, it's just like right on the tip of my tongue.
I forgot.
It was with Don King. Owned it.
Wow.
Damn, man. That's going to suck.
That's some PVD history trivia right there.
Fuck. Somebody's going to know. They're going to know because it was Aurora before it. But nonetheless, I was in that space. Big names like Chachi coming through.
Wow.
And Fed Hill Boys performing on the same stages as me. I'm like next to these juggernauts of Rhode Island, you know. If you know anything about Rhode Island, you know Chach, you know Fed Hill Boys. You know, these like massive names that were like the first to blow up. And I'm like doing like fashion shows in between their sets and stuff. So I'm 16 years old, you know, not a sophomore. I was a junior.
Yeah,
Junior, senior at that time doing these shows. And that was it. That was the first opportunity. And once people started to be like, yo, you look really good out there, I was like, all right, maybe let me go look into it. Google just came out. Computers just got into schools. That's how old I am.
Damn.
And it was
because it's 2 decades ago, right?
Yeah, it was 2 decades ago.
I'm telling you, man, them damns hitting different.
I'm on Google and Ask Jeeves, and I'm like, how do I become a model? And it was like, go time after that.
Wow.
16 years old in the computer lab in the library.
Wow.
Trying to figure it out.
Damn.
Got to 18, graduated high school, by the skin of my teeth. And it was like, I'm either gonna allow people to think that I'm an idiot because all those guys in there thought I was stupid because I was a class clown, and I'm this, and I'm just a kid that smiles a lot and they thought that I didn't have any depth. So I was like, I'm either gonna sink or swim, and I fucking tried to stay afloat as best as I could.
And what was that first job that like after that whole moment of being young, being doubted, let me look into this modeling thing, and then now you land a job that's like, oh, okay, I actually know how to do this shit.
Yeah, it was when I got signed. Man, you know what? I did Rhode Island's first fashion show, which now I think is like over a decade in running. Providence's Fashion Week. Like after doing college shows and like Uru Sasa back in URI, I just would do anything. Like I would do any show that any college needed for. But the first big one was that Rhode Island's first official fashion show that was like Rhode Island based, and it's huge now. Shout out to the woman that put it all together. She sought me out specifically. She's like, hey, this Facebook just came, so this like end of MySpace era, and she like Facebooks me because Facebook just allowed everybody to open up. It wasn't college anymore. She finds me and she's like, hey, I hear you're like doing your thing. Got this really big show, got all these sponsors. Like, I would love for you to be a part of this and be one of the first ones. So that was when I did that. That's when I was just like, oh shit, I could really take this somewhere. And then that led to me getting signed to an agency from there. So that was that first moment here in the city where I was like,
yeah,
this shit can work.
Yeah, and then the agency landed you a lot of a lot of major opportunities outside the city and everything.
Yeah. Once I got signed to an agency called Maggie out in Boston, that's when like I'm really grateful for that because it was the most official and it fit me better than any other agency in Boston. Because a lot of the other ones were like super cookie cutter and like just trash. You know what I mean? They were just whack. It had no soul, had no nothing. This was managed by this what I would assume was a gay man. Like I don't know what he identified as, but it was clear to me, but I didn't matter. You know, he was a great guy.
Yeah.
He sought me out because of one of my gigs at Karmaloop, and then that just opened up the path because I was doing New Balance. Like off the gate, I was doing like high-end magazines in Boston, like the best ones, like my first gig, and it was just a test. I didn't even get paid for it, and I'm like I'm in this center. My very first official modeling gig was a centerfold piece in in one of the biggest free magazines in Boston. It was fucking cool. And it was everything from there was like me. I was getting booked for dope shit, not like hood shit because I looked like the hood kid. Like I was getting dope of like, yo, you're a good looking kid. Go try this. Go test that over there. And it's like Converse, this, that. So
damn,
it was cool as fuck.
No, I mean, you've had that like characteristic where you didn't really care what people thought. Like you just did things that made you happy.
Absolutely.
So I think that's what set you up really for everything that you wanted because everything was genuine. You know, you did something because you liked it and you pursued it until, you know, you was like, all right, I'm set with it. That makes me happy. Yeah. And you didn't care about what nobody said. So
no,
that's crazy. Like your first opportunity is like, you've always had that like that mindset to be like, all right, you know, this is what I'm gonna do, and I'm gonna do it to the highest capability, and then boom, that's your first.
I had no choice, man. If you understand who my mother is, I got no choice.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
My mother is a perfectionist. She comes from a world that she woke up 4 a.m. to clean before she had to be up for school. You know what I'm saying? So that kind of mindset for me is like that's what I grew up on. You know, my mother's up before she got to be up to start her day so she can prepare herself to start her day. That's a mentality that I kind of grew up on. Though I'm a little lazy on that end, but you know, when it comes to my work, I definitely feel like I reflect my mother in that and in my process because my mother is so meticulous. And I try to follow suit in that because even though I grew up like rebellious, I realized really early on when I wanted to take this world serious, like, who do I think like? You know what I'm saying? Like, who do I think like to achieve? And I'm like, yo, it gotta be my mom because she's just cool. So she's like that. So I'm also am that person to hit on that other point of like, I really like being who I am, period. You know what I mean? Can't nobody shake me, you know what I mean? So I was also one of the very first models in Rhode Island, right? Like, model kid in Rhode Island, you know. I was completely left. At that time, it was nothing but rap. It was DJing or rapping, you know. No one cared about anything else. So I got really lucky that people cared about me because of my brothers and then school and just being in the city, that people cared enough about me to be like, yo, he's that model kid. Yeah. Like, that's how people identified me as. And, like, it was natural. It wasn't because I was walking around saying, yo, I model or anything. No, it was just like, oh, that's that model kid, right? Yeah. So
your reputation, your work spoke for itself.
Yeah, it just sparked.
Yeah, no, it's true. You definitely were, you know, historically, when you look at it, one of Rhode Island's pioneers when it comes to the modeling, especially on a new age level where it's like a cool thing. Because I'm pretty sure there's probably some like random old white man or something that like modeled for 70 years for like random like cologne or like Newport commercials Tommy or something, and they might not even have Instagram or some shit, you know,
even care to or even say care that they're from Rhode Island.
Yeah, they don't even care. They don't want to rap. They don't care about it, you know. But we're gonna talk our shit today when it comes to you. You definitely are Rhode Island's modeling, you know, face pioneer. There's a new age right now that's blossoming. Shout out to Zay. We just had Zay in here. He's now a stylist going crazy as well. Shout out to Tito. A bunch of people doing their thing when it comes to modeling. So how did that now transition into letting you even being, and you can pinpoint it for me when it comes to what came first. I'm gonna just throw a name out there because I thought from my own like research and stuff, it seemed to be like that was like one of the first. Your connections with Logic. early on, or
Okay.
was there a major artist before him that kind of was like a predecessor to this situation with Logic?
Man, yeah, my relationship with Logic is like years later from anybody that I was ever connected to in the industry. So that was like a culmination of moments that
Wow,
led to
okay.
me being with Logic. The genesis of it all would definitely have to be Kanye for sure, because that's like that's even before Karmaloop in a sense,
Yeah.
because I meet Joe.
Joe
and-
Perez.
Yep.
For those who don't know, shout out to Joe Perez, graphic designer,
That's my guy.
creative mind.
Creative director. Just,
Yes, used to be a very, very key piece to the Donda creative team
mhm.
that Kanye West had. I'm not sure if he necessarily has it anymore. Obviously, he has the Donda brand that he's cultivated, but before that, it was a team of artists. Shout out to Jerry Lorenzo. A lot of people that blossomed from that tree that went on to do their own things, and it was a very, very key historical time
Yeah,
in culture.
man.
And Joe Perez was a part of that, and you as well were in these rooms. So how does that even start? So you're saying right now you were with Joe, because Joe, you just knew Joe before, like on some Providence, Rhode Island shit.
Nah, nah, not at all. I kind of
Wow.
wish, but you know, I still got lucky. So at this point, I'm like, man, like I'm knee deep in my career, right? It's like I'm working at Apple. A lot of people know me for working at Apple, as silly as that is. And, you know, because of who I was in the city at that time, like everybody knew who I was, even while I was working there, whether you worked at the mall or just you were in the mall because you knew that Gibran was in the mall.
Yeah.
Sorry. Met this woman, Erica, that worked in my first 6 months. Cool young woman who just loved music the same way that I did. She just spoke in like the same way, you know, like everything that she was the only person that I could speak actual music with in this place. And 6 months in of her and I creating a friendship, she's like, hey, you know, so I'm dating this guy that works for Kanye West right now, and I really want you to meet him. Like, you and I are building a good friendship. Like, I don't tell everybody that like he's my boyfriend, he works for Kanye, but I really want you to meet him. I think you guys would really hit it off. And, you know, she's just like saying, we'll see. We'll see.
Yeah, she's trying to make something potentially happen off the will of just fucking with you, and she believed in something could come from this.
Absolutely. And at that point, I had no skill. It's not, so I don't know what she means by like,
Yeah,
like
what she
giving,
saw. Yeah.
giving me an alley-oop of any kind. I didn't even own a computer at that time. So I ended up meeting him in October. It was like my 20th birthday. No, it's like, it's my 21st birthday. And I meet him at like one of my manager's birthday parties. So long story short, we get to talking. He's like, you're mad cool. You know a lot about hip hop. If I ever open up an opportunity to work with Ye, man, would you be interested in coming on board? Now, at this time, Joe Perez is like the lead of KanyeUniverseCity's blog. And
Historic blog.
Yeah, very historic. And he's like, you know, I don't know anything much about like hip hop culture. You seem to have a grasp on it. Like, if I can make a position for you to submit to the blog alongside us, I'll do that. Come December, this motherfucker wasn't joking. I
Yeah.
literally got a call from this guy, and he's like, hey man, so I actually made a position happen. Are you still down? He's like, I really want you to come on board. And I'm like, yo, I was like, this is a lie. Like, I mean, I'm like thinking it's a joke. And it was like around December 15th. So he's like, all right, well, like, you know, I finally approved of it after like my brain melting out of the side of my ear. He's like, all right, I'll hit you up in a couple of weeks and we'll see, you know, I'll see what I get back. He's like, I'll talk to Virgil and I'll talk to Don C and we'll get back to you.
Mm.
So January 1st, I got a call from Don C.
Fuck. Top of the year.
Top of the year, very first call was good. So I hear you coming on board. Just wanted to jump in with you and see how, like, you know, just talk to you myself. And the rest was history. I ended up signing the papers, and I worked for him for about a year, for like a couple years. And yeah, we talked. we went into the blog era. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
that was my culmination. That was my first real introduction to Ye. Ended up meeting him, talking to him, and it was like cool shit. A lot of cool shit from that moment on.
Describe that encounter. Obviously, Kanye West, in my opinion, probably, especially because God forbid it happens, but if he were to die tomorrow, I think people would definitely say like the most like influential,
most
powerful
iconic,
artist of all time,
most
right?
biggest voice in hip hop.
Exactly. But
And-
you being a kid, obviously coming up, loving hip hop, Kanye West being a name that you would press play on, or
This is 2008, 2009. So this is graduation. This is him just lost his mother. This is huge. This is this is everything for sure.
One of the best years of music.
Absolutely.
oh no, yeah, because
50 Cent and Kanye West. All
the
that.
2000s, literally the 2000s. That's pre, 2010s. Now the decade run that a lot of these artists had. The Wayne, the Drakes, but in the 2000s, before the 2010s, was the actual precipice of the Kanye West rising, that whole culmination that has now taken over the culture to this day. And you were there around that time, and now describe that first day meeting Kanye West. How was this? You obviously, I'm assuming, took a flight. Cause it was Kanye in Providence. Like, what the fuck happened?
Kanye was never in Providence by my coin. Let me just say that. Yo, it took me a year before I met him.
Wow. So you were working on the blog remotely, basically, so all from over here.
From my mom's basement.
Wow.
Straight up.
Wow. That's crazy. And for those who don't know, what was your job specifically? Were you a writer on there only? Were you orchestrating the whole site? How did this go?
Me, Joe, Kanye, Virgil, and Don C. But mainly me, Joe, and Kanye. But remember, Virgil is Kanye's creative director at the time. Don C is his manager. Coming towards the tail end of his career with him, but they that's it. That was it. I didn't talk to anybody else. There was no record label. I talked to Kanye directly. I texted Kanye directly. I called Kanye directly. I emailed Kanye directly. But it was the three of us, me, Joe, and Kanye. And so I would curate content for him. So we would find architectural design photos, the Where Are You Yeezy girls. I was responsible for. So I was responsible for finding hot girls for him to put. Where are you, Yeezy? And mainly Asian women with really big breasts. That was his favorite. That is his favorite.
Little anime inspo.
But real women, so not hentai.
Yeah.
And I was responsible for hip hop content, and old school and new school.
Wow.
So I was responsible for I had a lot of responsibilities on that blog.
That's crazy.
Sure.
And then how did this culminate to, obviously, you're working, you're doing your thing, obviously talking to him, but you're like, oh, I haven't met him yet. If it happens, it happens. But then the day it happens, a year later, how did this happen?
I was very lackluster.
Really?
Watch the Throne, TD Garden in Boston. No, that's a lie. Yes, that's the truth.
Okay.
TD Garden, Watch the Throne. They're now on their like 17th. I don't know if anybody remembers, during Watch the Throne, they played Niggas in Paris.
Oh man.
Like each show,
like 20 times or some shit.
Well, each one they upped the last one.
Yeah,
so by the time that they got to Boston, it was like 17. They played it over and over and over and over and over again. And
Historical.
It was fucking fire.
Historical.
And get backstage, Virgil brings us to the back. Virgil.
Rest in peace, Virgil.
Yo, my fucking dog.
Rest in peace.
My fucking dog. Virgil brings us to the back, and there was someone else there too, some other like woman. I don't remember who it was, but Beyonce was in the building as well.
God damn.
It was fucking cool. So we get escorted to the back to Jay-Z's green room, and there was like a bunch of people just waiting. So we waited there, and then we got escorted into Kanye's. So it's Kanye, Jay, Beyonce, Don C, and then Virgil in front of us. And it was like, so I'm tall. Kanye's kind of short. Jay's tall. Jay's like 6'3", 6'4", something like that. 6'5", is he? 6'4".
Ah,
He's
6'5".
tall.
I don't think
Yeah.
6'5". That would be crazy. If he's 6'5", that would be a wild.
6'1", 6'2".
I think
something.
he's definitely like 6'2" ish.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm tall. Joe's tall, and it was like, oh, so you guys are the podcast, because Joe hadn't met him in 3 years either.
Mm.
Joe had already been working for him for 3. I was with him for 1. And he goes, oh, so you guys are the podcast, the podcast, the blog guys. Cool.
Yeah.
He goes, doing dope shit, man.
Yeah.
And I was like, that was it. That was it. We just stood there. Jay was nicer to me than Jay, and Beyonce was nicer to me.
At that time, then Kanye. Yeah.
And I don't mean to say that in a negative way. He was just a little tired, a little drunk.
Yeah.
And it was just like, yo, appreciate what you guys are doing. We're doing some great shit.
Yeah.
And that was it. That was my boss being like, good job.
Yeah.
I was like, cool.
The Kanye one-liners, yo.
Just such a
legendary.
Kanye moment, especially at that time. But I feel like he's always necessarily.
yeah.
Well, after meeting him, our emails got better,
Because
which was fire.
he probably put a face behind the name, obviously now.
And a voice and
Yeah.
like a character,
Yeah.
whatever it was, or whatever the kid that I was at that time, and I got to tell him every once in a while, like, yo, this song is crazy. I can't
Yeah.
believe it. Like, this is fire, And he's like, yo, I'm glad you like it, It's like, it's cool. Once I started to actually be able to like say other things to him in email, it was
Other than just work, it's like you're building a relationship, some sort of kinship here.
yeah.
That's amazing. Wow. And then from there, how did this eventually the working relationship end necessarily?
Yo, I just got let go. Straight up, the blog was ending. We were trying to move at the time. We were trying to move away from the blog and then make it a physical piece. Kanye was
Like a magazine?
Exactly. So Kanye was looking to make the KanyeUniverseCity magazine, and whatever that was going to be called, I think it would be called like Past Times or Pastel, because of his clothing
Yeah, the
line.
clothing brand that never came. The
Mhm.
pastel.
It came. It had a
Oh,
couple
okay,
drops.
yeah, it's true, but
It was an uncut gem.
yeah,
Like, it should have came out. He had shoes. He had a couple line sheets.
the jacket is fire.
Exactly, and he had a couple shoes too.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
I think I never.
I think he had a shoe.
That stuff
be
was kind of
wrong.
almost pre like fucking social media. Feels like it was like definitely blog era shit. But like if you were on it, people were going
know.
crazy. Like this pastel shit when this comes out. Blah, blah,
I
blah.
think he had one drop, one or two line drops, and one of
Wow.
those was a jacket,
Yeah,
and so like real small. But other than that,
that's crazy though. So that never came to fruition, but that was like the plan, the magazine, and I guess through that transition, he just dropped everything.
well, that's when the Taylor Swift thing happened. His
Mhm.
mom, the girl that he was dating at the time, Amber Rose.
Amber Rose.
All of this is like all that culmination. He just lost his mom, and then my first album with him was 808s. You know what I mean? So
The Heartbreak album.
yeah, fucking iconic album, and it's like he's becoming all of this, and then boom, it plummets because of Taylor Swift.
Yeah,
And then
controversies and everything.
and then he loses his tour with Lady Gaga. He
Mhm.
loses mad shit. He uses a lot of shit. Goes rogue for a couple years, and then obviously My Beautiful Dark Fantasy comes from all that, and just we faded away from that, and that position just dissipated. So that's what that was. But
Yeah,
always ended up staying close. Ended up modeling in Yeezy season 2. Like always stayed close.
that's amazing.
Yeah.
I feel like that would have been such a powerful thing if he would have had cultivated that actual magazine and that whole idea, because that, that could have been something that became what we see now with the Complex magazine and all these other people that are just doing their thing. I feel like no one really in that world of like a Kanye, etc., has done anything like that. Like that would have been,
Not that massive.
Yeah.
Jay-Z tried, but failed.
yeah. What was it? What was Jay-Z?
Jay-Z had a couple other like little things,
Was it Life in Times? No.
Life in Times.
Life in Times, right?
Yep.
Yes.
And he had his Twitter.
Yeah, my memory's crazy. Life in Times, I remember that.
Yep. And then Tidal. I mean, Tidal was one of those birth childs for me. Remember, Tidal almost failed too. But
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there's a lot that came from those years. But Kanye was the biggest voice, and the blog was literally the center of attention. So many rollouts. Good Friday was rolled out. Tyler the Creator, which yo, I'm happy to say on this platform, I'm not going to say that I introduced Kanye to Tyler, the Creator, but I'm just going to say that I love Tyler, the Creator. And I sent Yonkers to Kanye and was like, this shit is dope. And he goes, fuck yeah, post that shit. And I posted that shit. And I'm just going to say, I think that's me.
Listen.
I think they really knew each other beforehand, but like, I think that's me.
That sparked the interest.
I think we might have to just say that that's what it was for the title. And then just because I think obviously I think it's so you sent him, this was obviously email, I'm assuming right at this time, email. Sent him an email of the video, you checked it out. Might have just obviously what just came out type of vibe.
I was already a fan of Bastard. Like I'm already following this kid.
You were already following the Odd Future, the whole situation that was happening.
Yeah, I had no clue that Kanye knew who he was. If he did at that time, I had no clue. I was just a fucking super fan of Bastard. I'm like, this shit is the greatest shit I've ever heard in my fucking life. I'm like, this is Wu-Tang all in one person. Motherfuckers got to listen to this shit. And I was like, I got this platform. He drops this amazing video of eating a roach. I'm posting that shit.
Yeah, facts.
So I did, and he liked it, and that's just the future.
Damn. And now look at them now, you know, still showing each other love.
Hell yeah.
And Tyler being like it seems like a branch of the Kanye West tree, especially when it comes to his albums and like becoming a personality. Every release very similar to Kanye West, so like every album a different personality, a different look, everything. And Tyler's like one of the only artists really has done that to the best degree in the recent times, to be honest. Every album.
Childish Gambino.
Gambino?
Absolutely.
You think so?
I know for sure.
But my thing is like I love this last album, but then the last album, it was nothing. Like it wasn't I loved it, but I'm saying like,
oh, Childish, you mean?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Like he didn't like have a personality. I think he never. But maybe that was the whole thing with that album. Like I remember it had no cover art, and it was like he leaked it but didn't leak it, and then he dropped it again.
It had no names on it.
It had no name.
Like 24 tracks and then 12 tracks.
And then randomly like Ariana Grande's on, like a bunch of random features.
Then everything was named like a binary code fucking thing that like somehow still made sense.
Yeah, but prior to that, definitely, I guess if we want to take that one away from an example, I guess like, yeah, because of the internet, and then going into
Complex. No pun intended.
Yeah.
Complex had this incredible like write up on it a few years ago, almost probably like 6 or 7 years ago, of like comparing Childish Gambino to Kanye, and it's like Childish Gambino is the bastard child of Kanye West, and it was like the coolest fucking write up
piece.
Yeah, and it was just like, yes, I fully believe this.
Yeah, I think Childish Gambino's definitely lost respect. I don't know why. Like online, for some reason, people when it comes to musically, people are kind of like forgetting his impact, and I see it, and kind of like I'd be fucking confused. Like I don't know what it really is, but he had, especially during not the last album, because of the situation. Like I said, he didn't really have like a thought out, or maybe that was a thing. Like just it's like make it feel like it's a draft or like a scraps, but it's actually a masterpiece vibe. To be honest, right? When you listen to it,
He's that guy, man.
But before that, when he was actually on tour and like doing everything, like I went to see him. Or I guess that was his last tour too.
I went to that same one.
Yeah, so because remember he was saying that this is my last tour. I'm like retiring type shit. But he really was out here.
That was at the height of This Is America. I know because Ray Shremmerd was on that tour with him, and I was rocking with Ray
they
Shremmerd.
opened up. They opened up that tour. Yeah, I went to see him in Boston at TD.
I was at that
TD
show.
Garden. Yeah, I was in the nosebleeds. You probably might have been behind stage or something.
Yes, I was. I have the photo to prove it. I guess I was at that show.
Yo. No, but yeah, I love that performance. He took his shoes off and shit, was dancing, going crazy.
Exactly.
Yeah. I think he made his foot bleed at one of the shows eventually, like from having no shoes, and it was like a whole thing. But
it was definitely after Boston.
Yeah, after Boston. But no, I love Childish, man. I love Childish. But prior to that, yeah, the Kanye West, you know, it's what were we even discussing?
The blog era
stuff.
The blog was moving into the magazine.
Yeah, the blog was moving into the magazine. So then after that, how did you cultivate? What was your next, like, in your opinion, milestone situation? Because obviously that's something that a lot of people would die to say that they experience, and you is something that's so far gone from your history that you reminisce on it, but it's something that a lot of people live their whole life wanting. But that already happened for you. You built a bunch of other, blocks in your life. What was the next milestone after the Kanye West situation?
So I worked for Kanye for about 3 to 4 years. I just turned 21. So at the age of 24, Karmaloop was the next step.
Karmaloop, for those who know, you guys remember Karmaloop, right? Obviously, everyone would shop on Karmaloop.
I heard that fucking name in
Yeah, Karmaloop before
I wish-
they went bankrupt eventually. That's what it was, right?
Unfortunately.
Before the bankruptcy, everyone would be on it
That's
in
why
school.
I would buy my 10 deep and shit. Like that was
Yep.
heavy into that 10 deep. And shit.
Still got
Yeah,
some
they used to have the ambassador thing that people become
Ambassador program.
ambassadors of programs, and like you could get the discounts and stuff, and sign up for the email, the newsletters, and they really took over the fucking schools. Like everyone was talking about Karmaloop. Like that was such a fucking powerful brand. Like
It was a marketing media powerhouse, a
Wow.
multi-media marketing powerhouse.
so, what was your position in Karmaloop?
Started off as a model, modeled for 4 years, 3 years. So by like 26, 27, then I started to work in the photo studio. And like, by that point, I had already been modeling for them for 3 years. So like my face was very well known. Any model that was ever on Karmaloop became their own celebrity. If you got booked a lot at Karmaloop and you were seen, if you were like one of the 6 models
Yeah,
on Karmaloop, motherfuckers knew you.
they knew you.
So I was one of those 6.
Yeah.
And, you know, it was like split between women and men. And that was it, man. I modeled for them for 3 years.
Wow.
Started to ring, you know, my name started to ring bells for that. So that
Mhm.
was like my first modeling gig. So I'm transitioning out of Kanye. Modeling is still roaring for me. Karmaloop happens. And I get signed to a modeling agency. And then like, boom, everything just starts to go. Everybody in Boston to Rhode Island knows who I am straight from there.
Wow.
Like, within just a month. Everybody's
Wow.
like, "You're the Karmaloop kid," because I'm like, I was in that bitch.
Yeah.
So after me working modeling there actually for the first 6 months, and I was like, all right, they're not letting me go, and I'm making them money. You
Yeah.
know, like 10 deep, brands like that, LRG, Converse, like any brand that they put me on, I'm making them money. So they're rebooking me, and it's just like, and then it was just like they wouldn't let me go. They just didn't let me go, and it was like, okay, we're gonna get you an agency. So that's how I got my agency, was because of Karmaloop.
That's amazing.
So it's just like, no, we're gonna pay you, and we're gonna make sure that we do this right for you. So shout out to the whole team from the photo studio that like legitimized me, and then made me a superstar right after
Wow.
that.
That's a
He
fucking
was one of the faces.
crazy.
Yeah.
I was one of those
Crazy.
faces for 6+ years. I was with that company for 8,
Wow.
close to 6, excuse me, not 8, close to 7. I was with that company. So like, rise and fall. When I first got there, it just became this Karmaloop thing. Kid Cudi just visited. Like, Kanye's cool with Greg Selko. Pharrell's coming through the office. Like, it's just becoming this multimedia powerhouse by year 3, year 4. I come in year 4.5, year 5. It's already a well-established company, so I get the brunt of it. We're already famous. So, dog, people are just coming through this studio. I'm mingling, and I'm just growing in this company. And then I get into the photo studio and start actually working the studio, hiring models. Now, you know, my career as a model has blossomed into that point, so I know what to do. I'm a model coach, yada,
Yeah.
yada, yada. So it was just full circle, all within like 4 years of work
That's amazing because you went from being in front of the lens to now being behind the lens
and booking
and booking
and getting models from Rhode Island to come to Boston to be on that site
Yeah.
to get the same shit that I got.
Whew.
Like,
dot connector.
exactly.
Telling you.
That's where that shit started for me. Straight up. That's Karmaloop allowed me
Put people on.
taught me how to be a community person, and then also helped like flourish it for me, and was like, all right, who do you think is dope?
Mm.
That's crazy for anybody that ever asked me that question. You wildin'. You damn right. I'm gonna bust this door open. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
Facts.
it was pretty easy for me to just be like, yep, I know exactly who to bring up to the city. Like,
Yeah.
and I did for as long as I could. Put people on and let people get the same love that I did. So it was a lot.
Man, that's amazing. Karmaloop, man. That's a fucking historic situation, man.
It was, man. Yo, we had Kanye and Dame Dash almost bought it.
Jeez.
Pharrell came in as a partner for Karmaloop TV when he was moving. Remember that Breakfast Club for the first year that it was, or maybe, let me not say the first year, but
There was a couple interviews early on.
The first year, I'm pretty sure
Yeah.
the Breakfast Club, when it went live on YouTube, the first year it was sponsored by Karmaloop
Karmaloop, I remember that.
for 2
The
years.
branding of that, that's very true.
So Charlamagne the God and all them, I got pictures with all of them. You know what I mean? Because we would just be able to go up to the studio and chill.
Synonymous brands working
Mhm.
together. Damn, man. That's fucking crazy, man. God bless Karmaloop, you know. But man, I wish they were still here today. Because that stuff was so. Even the Kanye University situation, like all these things that you were so a part of were very pivotal moments in culture. If
Yeah.
you know, like it's kind of like if you know type of situation. But I definitely know.
Yeah, I don't. You know, I like to talk about myself, but I don't go around like I don't have it on a T-shirt. You know what I'm saying? So-
Listen, I can make you that T-shirt tonight.
All right, I'm
We
down.
can sell out by next
Please.
week.
I'll take all the help I can get for sure.
Yo,
But it is a no. It is if you know, you know. You know what I'm saying? And like I like it that way.
no, yeah,
I'm really comfortable with that. I like that. Like I never did any of this stuff to be uber famous. I did it to
Yeah.
work.
it just happened. You weren't seeking it, especially that situation where you got connected to Joe Perez. Is like a God, you know, divine fate type of situation where this woman was helping out just to help out. She was dope. You being yourself,
Yeah.
you know, you attracted that energy, and you know, guys kept blessing you. And speaking of blessings, after the Karmaloop situation, what was the next milestone? Because bro, this
Yeah, it's a lot, man.
so many.
I'm sorry. Another one. No. Oh man. So yeah, so touring. Right after that, touring happened. And then in that time I had already started touring. So there's this big group from Boston called Bad Rabbits that I'm like head over heels for, biggest fan in the world. And that opened up, that was like a little subverse of my life as well. I did a lot of like core Gibran things as far as just like being a thrasher, having a mohawk, like being just anti the system and all that other shit. You know what I mean? Like that's that other side of my life that like I love to talk about too because I don't get too much. So Bad Rabbits was just like anti pop R&B hip hop group. There was a band and they were the biggest thing coming out of Boston, and transitioning out of Kanye, we were still trying to figure out the magazine. I was in charge of like finding the first artist to do a write up on. And I go to a Wale show in 2008 and this band opens up for them and I'm like, yo, I have to write about these guys. These guys are amazing. I got to write about, and they're from Boston, so this is perfect for me.
Yeah.
You know, I'm like thinking cover, I'm thinking full spread. I'm like, yo, these guys are already big. They're winning awards in Boston. I'm thinking they're huge. It was their first show together as Bad Rabbits. So I stay close and I meet this other group called Oxymorons through them, and I just became a roadie. That's just how it was. I just became a roadie. I was managing. I was like driving for them. I was doing sound tech. Like I'm learning with them, right? So I'm doing everything that a tour manager does plus some, and just being a part of the homies. So there's these like group of 8 cats plus me, this kid from Rhode Island. You know, they're all from the same block, Queens, New York, South Ozone Park.
Wow.
And they're all childhood friends. I'm talking about like, I stay at his crib. I've known him since he was 9. You know, he lived across the block. Yada yada. They're all family. And I get brought into this thing, and yo, we hit the ground running. Gym class heroes. Fucking this tour after that tour, show after show. Karmaloop is happening for me simultaneously. I'm now 4 years into touring with these guys. There's this guy, Max, that comes in and is like, yo, I'm building this tour with Kendrick Lamar, and I feel like I'm missing a host. I had just did Karmaloop Freakathon, which was like me hosting this thing. Yeah, it was like, it's like this 24-hour event that Karmaloop did that was just wild. It was like live streaming, first ever, like wild shit, Twitter. It was wild. Strippers, just wild shit. So it's the second year of them doing it. Greg is like, yo, you're popping. Let's give you a platform. He gives me, like, the company loved me, you know what I'm saying? Because I just fit so many roles in that company, you know what I mean? And I'm starting to get close to the owner. He gives me the opportunity to host Freakathon. Now, hosting Freakathon is a lot more simple than hosting a big-ass fucking tour. So Bone Thugs and Harmony. What's his name? The guy that says that he sounds like one of the guys from Wu-Tang, the guy with the beard that does the food. Hip hop guys are gonna kill me.
Action Bronson.
Action Bronson, Killer Mike.
Wow.
Like, shit. I even brought up people from Rhode Island because Floss and Fame, if you know who they are, you should, because they're one of the best producer groups in Rhode Island. Just got this.
Chris Fame?
Yeah. Just got these big records with Lupe, Rick Ross. So I even bring them up to thing, and I host it. He sees that a month later, going on a tour with Kendrick. He's like, I think you should come host this tour. I was like, you're out of your mind. I've never hosted a big ass tour. I've never been the front man. You don't want to do this. I'm mad goofy. I'm gonna make you look corny. Like, chill. Don't put me on your $3 million tour with this big ass artist. Like, don't do it for real.
And this was what, Section 80? Or was it?
It's coming into Good Kid, Mad City.
Okay.
So Section 80 is the culmination. You know, he has all the hype. He has the fucking Problems record.
Okay, yes.
So this
Rocky.
is like Kendrick. Holy shit,
Yeah.
Kendrick. You know what I mean? He got this fucking great verse. The Control verse just happened too. So hype right before Good Kid, Mad City. And he's like, all right, I'll talk to you in 3 months. We leave in 3 months. We're hitting the spring tour. It's a college tour. Think about it and get back to me. 3 months. Sure enough, the same like Joe Perez, this white guy comes back and was like, all right, so you ready for this opportunity? I'm like, no, I can't do this, man. I got the job. I'm doing all this stuff. Like, I'm already hype off of Freakathon. Like, I'm feeling big. I'm on the Instagram. Like, it's going wild. Everybody loved me on Twitter. I'm already off a high. I don't need anything else. Like, my general rule of thumb is like, if I have one funny joke, I have to keep it at that one funny joke because I'm going to fuck it up afterwards. So, like, that's like my life.
Yeah.
Like, if I have one good thing, I got to chill before the next good thing happens. And he's like, all right, well, I'll see you in 3 weeks. I'm not taking no for an answer. I'm like, yo, wildin', bro. I've never hosted a tour, you know what I'm saying? And sure enough, this dude somehow, some way convinced me, got on that bus day one, and it was just like surfboard.
Wow.
I'm just like cruising. You know, fucked up a lot, but he was fucking right. I was natural.
That's great. And then how does this work? Like, actually, I'm assuming you eventually met Kendrick Lamar.
Oh, yeah.
So was it a situation where right away they introduced you, like, this is going to be the guy that's going to host? Like, here's a formal introduction.
Yeah.
Now you're going to work?
It's very simple. Like, at that point, I'm already 6-7 years into being a professional. It's really simple. You know what I mean? There was nothing different. Like, I get it. You're a celebrity. We're working. I'm gonna introduce you. It's very clear cut. There's no, like, for that tour, there was no real, like, here's the manager, here's the bouncer. You got to talk to him, then talk to him.
No middleman.
Nah, it was just straight up him in some sweats, white T-shirt, me in a similar outfit of like, yo, what's up? All right, cool. Yo, don't do this. Okay, I do like that. Don't say this. All right, cool. All right. And then for a month and a half, we play basketball, eat food, see each other in passing. It's really just, you know, if you don't put that emphasis on it and you just chill, like, everybody's normal.
Jesus Christ, man, you lived a life. Wow.
Amazing.
And this was obviously, at that time, obviously, people probably not looking at Kendrick Lamar how they're looking at him now.
I mean, they were at that time.
But I feel like I was.
I was.
I feel like I was when he came
It's
out.
Good Kid, Mad City.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, down. Where you from? It's
Yeah.
Backseat freestyle.
Oh,
You know what I mean?
man.
Kendrick have a dream. Like,
Yeah.
Every song was.
I feel like I was,
Everything,
for
bro.
sure.
all my life, come
Yeah.
on, that shit.
I felt like he was one of those situations where right away I
Stupid
felt
in high school, bro.
I felt like where he's at now was bound to happen.
And then I got to come back home and hear it that large at Bounce House, at a Stay Silent party, understanding why this song is so impactful. Like, when Jay drops that shit, come on, man.
Oh my God.
Holla at your boy.
And to this day, it's a song that they play at
It is.
every festival, everything, every part, every situation, every club.
Like Funk Flex says, if it's not like All About the Benjamins, it's not popping.
Facts.
And that's that song. That song, Backseat Freestyle, is all about the Benjamins.
Yeah, or
It's huge.
Mad City, especially if Pyrus and Crips all got along. Like probably, I think they at the Super Bowl.
Backseat freestyle is still bigger.
You think so?
I know so. I saw it.
Yes.
I saw it.
I mean, it's true.
Everybody wants that
intro,
yacht.
yeah.
But when you see that shit in the crowd and you see how people react to when shit drops, you know what song people really want.
I pray
And
my
backseat
dick
freestyle-
get big as the Eiffel Tower.
Backseat freestyle is gorilla mode, dog.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
you
shoot.
swinging, you want to swing. You
Bass booming,
Yeah.
everything's just right about that song.
your girl.
It's
Yeah, if your
crazy.
girl is next to you, she's swinging too, dog. I
Yeah.
promise you.
But who won one-on-one basketball? You beat Kendrick one-on-one?
No. Yo, Kendrick is tight. Steve Aoki is too.
Yeah.
Yeah, they can play ball.
Well, I mean, I seen Steve Aoki throw a baseball the other day.
Oh no, Stevie Aoki was everywhere. He was at the
Aoki
Fenway. He was at the TD Garden as well. But so this was because obviously you were chilling, but it was obviously was it ever like a competitive type of situation? I know rappers really get competitive with basketball. Was it ever like a one-on-one? Or was it just the crew just 3-on-3?
It was just decompressed, man. It was just like, let's have fun.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, you're on the road with people and you're seeing everybody at the same time. Almost like you're gonna run into them 50 different times. People are moving behind stage. You know what I'm saying? If you're doing these big arena tours, I was doing 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 cap rooms, 5 days a week. You know, when Drake says these shows is back to back to back to back now, like that's what these guys are talking about. Like 5 to 6 days a week, maybe one day off. And if you're them, then you're, you know, sometimes you're not even on a bus. You're jet to jet, so it's even worse. But you're just seeing everybody all the time.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. It's exciting backstage because you understand the production value of like what all these moving parts is doing. But if you're the artist, you just got to chill, eat 6 to 7 times a day, and
Yeah.
you work for an hour, and then you go on to the next city. You fall asleep in the coffin, and you wake up the next morning at 7. You do it all over again.
Shit, man. Yeah, that shit becomes, tiring. But I would say definitely, I guess to some capacity, if you're not doing the flying around too much, it becomes more, more something that you can endure more because the jet lag and shit. That's when it gets crazy. Like the overseas.
It's actually easier by plane. Yeah, when you're doing those things, but once you get to their status, they're flying private. I mean, Kendrick wasn't flying private at that time. He was on the bus.
Yeah.
So he was riding with us. He just had his own bus. That's
Yeah.
the difference.
Yeah.
And then the same thing with the next artist, Logic.
So that happened after that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
It was Logic and Cruella, and Logic was just bumping. Same thing, mixtape coming into his first album. Just got off tour with Kid Cudi, who was my favorite artist of all time. Never knew who he was beforehand. Had no idea. I'm 25. He's like 22 or something. Young. I'm like already feel like an old man. You know what I mean? Next to this kid, and he's on the top of the world. Fucking no idea who he was. I remember even telling him, I was like, I'm gonna be real with you, man. We met for the first time. I'm sorry to just go into that.
No, do you think?
We met first time in Orlando.
Mm-hmm.
That was our first show. Again, I don't know who this kid is, but I'm like standing, looking at the floor, the arena fill up with the kids from the school, and I'm just chilling there, just like soaking it in. And he comes next to me because I guess he was just doing the same thing that I was doing, just trying to like ease my mind. And he just sits with me, talks to me. It was just me and him, just talked. I didn't even know that he was the artist at that point. I just thought he was just some cool kid. And come to find out, I'm introducing him. I asked him what his name was. He's like, oh, I was like, okay, cool. And then, man, that was like the funnest tour I had because we were just young kids. Just fucking young kids.
And you got hired to do the same thing that happened with the Kendrick. They were like, oh, he hosted for the Kendrick tour. They were looking for a host for the Logic tour. Boom.
The tour company was a college campus tour. It was called Verge Tour, and I just was like, they bought the next one. So it was just like, all right, they just used the same thing, put me on that one, then Ray Shremmerd, and then whoever else that we did after that. We did, Kendrick, Logic, Ray Shremmerd.
Wow.
And Chance the Rapper, then Ray Shremmerd.
Chance the Rapper, then Ray Shremmerd.
Yeah.
Wow, but for some reason, I don't know. I feel like because with the Logic situation, for some reason, it always stood out to me. Your connection with Logic, was it because it was like for you, in your opinion, that was like one of the strongest friendships you built, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. That's cool that you know that. Yeah. Dude just yo. how you see him on his social media is exactly how he's in person. Like that dude will make a plate for me. You know what I'm saying? Like he'll serve me. I don't mean to say this in a negative sense. So Bobby, if you see this, you know this. You know what I'm saying? He's a really kind kid. He's a really kind man. Not now, because that's who he is today. But Bobby is not afraid to be like, yo, come in my bus. Yo, you want something to eat? Yo, I'll make you a plate. Do you want me to serve you something? Like he's like completely away from ever wanting to be like Prince. You know, he just wants to be really just himself. And I just think that we really understood each other. At that time, I wasn't drinking. Neither was he. We just thought similar. We just did, man. And man, that kid was like wise beyond his years, and he dealt with a lot in his life, dealing with a lot of different just battles that he had at that time. So we just connected, and he had a group of his friends that was around him that we all connected with as well. And we were just a great crew. We were just a great fucking crew. We had so much fun. Just
shout out to the Rat Pack.
Hell yeah. Yeah. Yep. All of them. Rhetoric, Lino, Lembo. Lino. That's from Boston.
It's a different
one. His whole crew, his producer, Six.
The chemistry was just crazy.
It was just, we felt family quick, man. It was like day one of like, oh, great, you're not on some bullshit? Quick, you know what I'm saying? Like, oh, you guys aren't on some bullshit. Like, you guys just really just want to hang out and like be on some normal shit. And like his bus and our bus was just like the best of friends. Day one.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, because through all this, you can definitely, you know, come across a lot of situations, but in reality, the majority of this industry is so much shady bullshit, know, perception. They make it seem like it's something, and it's like, it's literally, if anything, 1% of what it seems, and it's like, they're just selling you the lie. But when you come across certain people that's like, oh, like you said, you're not bullshitting, it's like, those are something that, you know, some moments and people that forever you're gonna be grateful for. Yeah,
absolutely. Like, yo, that dude invited me to his first wedding. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I don't see him any differently than I see you. It's like Lupe always taught me that. Like, no one needs to be on that bullshit. You know, my connection to Lupe is deep as well. That's a part of a timeline that I skipped out on.
Was it around the same the Kanye?
Yeah, it was before Kanye.
Before the Kanye?
Yeah, my connection to Lupe is deep.
So let's type into that real quick then. Let's run by that real quick. Quick summary of that.
Right, so quick summary of that. This is pre everything I just said for the last hour. This is legit. Pre everything that I just said in the last hour. Lupe is the grand wizard of me. Damn, let me not say that. The grand fucking coolest person in the world. Not grand wizard. That's whack. My connection to him, his best friend plus TJ plus producer is a Dominican guy from Rhode Island, guy named Simon Says. Had a friendship connection with somebody in his family, did the same thing for me. It was just like, yo, I know you're a big fan of Lupe. I'm gonna make sure you meet him because yada yada. Subsequently, again, I worked at the mall. I worked at Apple. Everybody knew I worked at Apple. Apple was the biggest thing in the world. Obviously, he needed a favor at Apple. So I was 100% gonna give him this favor.
Yeah.
And it just went from there. He was like, yo, you should come to this like music video shoot that I'm going to do. I know you model. Because of Henry Moo. Henry Moo and my friend Kelvin Fabian, they just hooked it up. And that was history. I've been able to see Lupe for as long as his career has lasted.
Wow.
I'm the strongest connection to that dude. Everybody around him, from his producers to the record label, people that worked with him over at Atlanta, everything. I was so heavily involved with everything Lupe. I wish I could talk more about that. He's a
pioneer of a lot of this shit happening, man. Another one that I think definitely needs more flowers. Like Lupe, my God, especially when it comes to just 1% of his situation where it comes to like the fashion rap and all that. Yes. Oh, my God.
Yes.
Like, he was rhyming about all these brands that people are now wearing today.
Lupe
and
was the first person to say Go Yard.
Decades ago, like, it was.
And then Pharrell was like, yeah, Go Yard. And Kanye was like, yeah, Go Yard.
Yeah.
People sleep.
Yeah. And it's because I feel like for him, it was like, not saying that for them it wasn't from a genuine place, but for him it was so genuine that it never became hype beastie or became how these guys you know, a Kanye would take it to, or a Pharrell can take it to some levels sometimes as well. And even to the point that these brands connect with them. Lupe was just off the cuff for the love, no money behind it, didn't care, didn't want to work with you. It was just, I'm just into this, and this is what it is.
Yeah,
you know.
I mean, he also is very much like into Japanese culture, Chinese culture, and just Asian culture in general. Just a connection you and I have. You know what I mean? We're connected to that stuff. Like,
Yeah.
now it's in our families, but as I was growing up, it was in my sights. It was everything I ever wanted to see. So, you know, when he's speaking about these Korean artists and these K-pop artists, you know, early, I'm like, what the fuck is K-pop? And this guy's like, yeah, I got a record with a K-pop star in fucking 2006. Well, who the fuck was doing that in 2006? Lupe was the only one.
Bro.
You know,
He's probably looking at everything right now and just laughing. Like,
well, just remember two things: that Lil Wayne skateboarded because of Lupe. That's huge. Think about that. Lil Wayne.
Yeah.
Little fucking.
Well, not even just him, a whole generation of people.
But Lil Wayne was the generation that popped it.
Yeah, you could argue that. Yeah, definitely.
You can argue that because Lil Wayne at the time was the largest voice. Lupe was like, oh, the skateboarding guy.
Kick, push, yeah.
And then Lil Wayne's like, I fuck with that over there. Let me go get it. Let me go learn and put it on TV. Let
me start a brand, Truck Fit.
Yeah. So very, very influential, man. And also, secondly, Genius. The app Genius came because of Lupe. That is a fact.
Oh, the lyric breakdown. That is true.
The owner of Genius.
And aren't they? Isn't it like they were kids though, right? Like weren't they?
They were all right. They were my age. They were probably just like 22. Lupe was like 24 when he really started to pop because he was a part of a group called Wolfpack, and he was already kind of popping. But once he really started to emerge out of his mixtape era, yeah, he was like 24, 26.
Damn.
He was young.
Jesus Christ. No, Lupe is a fucking. That man, he's an encyclopedia.
Sorry, I have a lot of connections. This is music industry.
No, I love it. I love it. That's why you're here. That's why you're here. And damn, where do we go from here? I would say.
Yeah, I promise you, we're gonna need 2 more episodes.
Part 1.
Yeah.
Of 3. Damn, but when it comes to your most recent, before we get into the DJing situation briefly, what would you say was like another milestone that has happened in your recent years? Because, you know, you got so many.
I do have so many. And sometimes I don't. Yeah, man. I feel like I'm still working. So, like, I don't. It's not like
it's tough to look back sometimes. You
yeah, I'm not really reminiscing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm really excited for what's ahead of me. Like, I love everything of what's ahead of me. And the things that are ahead of me is like the collective, the DJ collective that I'm a part of now called Low Key.
Shout out to Low Key, PVD.
Yeah, thank you, man. We're really doing something that's like close to our hearts, and I'm really fucking tight to be able to be a part of something with like other creatives that like see it the same way that I do, like the same music that I do, have the same jokes, and also my family and my friends. My solo career as a DJ is going really well as well. Like I'm just
last night he was DJing the Trippie Redd concert out in New Jersey.
Yep.
You know, he was out there doing his thing.
That shit.
Got booked for that.
Straight up.
You know, did your thing. Shout out to Trippie. And yeah, and that creative collective. Shout out to the whole creative collective. Low Key doing events all the time at Revival, everywhere, at Crib. You know.
Yep.
And I wish you guys a lot of luck. I mean, you don't even really need luck. You guys are killing it already.
Now we need all the luck we can, man, because it's still new. It's still a new. It's still a new business. You know what I mean? And we still. Individually, we can't do much for the sum of our parts. You know what I'm saying? So I can't be like the complete voice has to be able to speak louder than just its individual parts. So no, we definitely need all the luck we can get. So please give me all the luck we can get, man, because we want to win. You know, we want to do good, and we want to do right.
Facts.
Yeah, you know.
No, that's true. That's true. Shout out to the Low Key PVD. And what would you say for someone who's watching this and has heard all this and like, damn, this guy's from Providence, Rhode Island, you know, he's Dominican, he's like me, or even not necessarily like me, but I'm like, just a simple fact, like he came from something and got to rub shoulders with these people that I might idolize or just might think like that can never ever happen, especially because I'm from Providence, Rhode Island. What would be your key words to this individual thinking right now?
key phrase is that I'm just you too. That's it. There's nothing different. There's nothing different between me or you. Period. I want it just as bad as you do. And I just haven't stopped. That's it. I just haven't stopped, man. I want it bad as just as you do. And if you can follow that same path of just wanting what it is that you want, there's no difference between any of us. And I'm really grateful that anybody that I've ever worked alongside with taught me that. Like, I'm not different from anybody, and I don't ever care to be. I just want to do cool shit, see people succeed, and be the best that they can be, because that's what I'm trying to be. So that's my key phrase. Just do you. I'm going to do me. If you don't like it, cool. Fast forward. If you like it, cool. I'm going to do me.
Yeah.
You do you.
You do you. That's a fact. Who would you say is your favorite artist of all time? Or rapper, if it narrows it down, if your artist doesn't necessarily pertain to be a rapper?
Favorite, man. That's hard, man. That's hard.
Without being biased, because I you obviously know so many. But you don't want to offend nobody.
I think that for me, like, a good chunk of my Mount Rushmores are like people that I kind of speak about frequently, which is Kid Cudi, Pharrell, like, I can't say Jay. I'm more influenced by Jay now as a grown man than I ever was as a kid.
As a kid, okay.
Yeah, so like Linkin Park are up there for me. I'm really into like that kind of alternative Nirvana shit too. So
I love that.
yeah, people really know me for talking about Lupe a lot. So that's what people know, that like my affinity for him is huge. But people often forget that like Tupac was really the first person that I always had like an obsession with. So that's like my biggest idol, because he is everything that I am, that I ever wanted to be. So like when I first saw Tupac as an entertainer and as a creative, it's like, all right, that's who I want to be. I want to be raw, uncut, super honest, like as best as I can be, because I don't ever want to have to lie about anything. And I just want to do what I want to do. I want to be who I want to be in my own way. And he always taught me that. So that's my biggest idol ever.
Describe the day you met Tupac.
That's crazy right there. That's the crazy stuff.
Yo, he was walking down Broad Street.
I almost met his mom.
Really?
Yeah, I almost met Mrs. Afeni Shakur.
Shout out to Afeni Shakur, man.
Yeah,
Legendary.
Skin of my teeth. In LA once. Like almost ready. Almost ready.
Damn.
That would have been like milestone for me.
Yeah. Yeah, because I feel like you look into her eyes and you would have been able to just feel that man's
I think she would have
energy.
Felt and she would have felt like my appreciation for her.
Yeah,
him
mutually
and her.
back.
Yeah, and her. So.
Oh man, but there we have it. We could be here all day talking about this legendary person right here. We appreciate you sharing your stories, for the culture. And I know you don't like looking back sometimes and stuff because you're really focused on, elevating and going forward and moving on in your life. But I definitely would say that it's definitely a good thing to look back sometimes, especially in a situation like this where we can document this and this lives on forever as well.
Appreciate it.
So I definitely wanted you to do that because you have an incredible story and yeah, the world deserves it, especially Providence, Rhode Island. We need this.
Oh yeah, I think so too, and I think that I just like that's what I've always fought for. You know what I'm saying? It's because it's like my quote is that like I haven't achieved the things that I've achieved, and to keep it to myself.
Facts.
You know what I mean? So like I don't wear the moniker on the name because it's like I think it looks cool. It's like I'm really trying to embody what my name looks like next to that airport code and what that stands for everybody. You know what I mean? So like I'm just looking to stand under the tent and not be the tent. I just want to stand under the tent and what can I do inside of that tent for my community that can better everybody under that tent, and like if I can help then move the tent just a little wider so that more people can be under that tent, then that's great. And if there's more of us inside of that shit, that's even better.
I love that. Yeah. I never heard that before. The tent. I love that shit. I'm gonna take that shit and use that shit too. That's hard.
Cause you want the shade, man. You don't want to be in the sun, the beaming sun. You know what I mean? You don't want to be under the weather. Like you need to have somebody to storm the weather with, And
did you ever rap?
What? No.
Really? Never ever. Never even written nothing down to like maybe rap or poetic.
Yes. Fuck.
Yeah.
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 Yes.
Damn. What did you have? But did you have like a plan? Like, yo, I'm a rap and I'm gonna be maybe this, maybe one day, and this is my name, or like I might do this look, or like, and I'm assuming it might have been even prior to everything, right?
I was like during the time. During the times.
Trying to sneak a few bars in the studio
Shit,
session.
man,
like,
I
yo,
fucking wouldn't. You're around all these people, it's like, and then sometimes that's why I learned through being around a lot of these artists and stuff is like, I low key, if I rapped, I low key might have benefited more because they just love like other artists, like they appreciate creatives and shit, but for some reason, other artists, like especially other rappers and stuff, they just connect with on some other shit. It's weird, but I probably won't ever be. I never wanted to be a rapper. I probably won't ever be. But what was that situation where you wanted to be a rapper once? Let's break this down real quick. What happened?
Oh fuck. I thought it was cool, man. It's like, let me rap, man. Might as well. Nah. Honestly, it was Chachi.
Okay, Chachi's. For those who don't know, legendary rapper out of the city, Providence, Rhode Island. Legendary dot connector as well. OG, older, but very like there's no age on his like influence.
Nah, he's literally Gandhi.
Yeah.
He's like gonna be the best rapper of all time forever.
Yeah, he's amazing. He's amazing.
Chachi and I have always had a connection, and long story short on that, Chachi was just like, yo, you're cool. Like, let me ghostwrite for you.
Yeah.
Let me just ghostwrite some shit for you. You know, you write some shit and I'll fix it, and like we'll lay it down and I'll teach you how to do it. And we did, and it was fire. The song was kind of tight. I mean, it had to be chopped up crazy.
Did it ever come out?
I don't know.
Is it like unlisted or like on SoundCloud, like an unlisted link or something?
I have a couple more tracks too because my cousin is an industry writer as well.
Okay.
So once I turned 21, like my cousin was at the height of his career as well, and he's like, my cousin is a co-writer on Bum Bum Bum, and wrote a lot of shit for Diddy, wrote a lot of shit for Dr. Dre too.
Wow.
Shit.
Yeah.
So my cousin also, when he heard my record with Chachi, he's like, oh, this is actually kind of tight. And I had a couple more records with my cousin, but that was as far as that went. But the song that I did with Chachi, definitely I performed at the time because I was doing shows with this kid named P. Lo. And I was like his hype guy back then. And P. Lo, he's on the sax. He was really tight. So got to a point where even P. Lo was close to Chachi and was like, yo, you should write because you fly. Like, you should just write. You got charisma, you got this, like people fuck with you, so just do it, see what happens.
Yeah, if you add music to your situation, you already cross off all the boxes. You check off all the boxes of everything else when it comes to potentially being an artist. You just didn't have music, so they wanted to maybe potentially put that music behind you.
Fester it,
yeah, to see what could happen.
They wanted to incubate it.
Yeah.
So Chachi and Pilo was like, just try it. Like I'm gonna help you.
Yeah.
Pilo is a master producer, so is Chachi, Chachi's a master writer, so he wrote me some shit, and then I would perform it with Pilo. Pilo would let me perform this record that was fly. It's a fly-ass record that they both produced from the ground up for me. I'll get it. I have it.
You gotta send it to me. I gotta hear it after this at some point.
I've never said that out loud.
That's crazy. Listen, I'm surprised you didn't go through a situation where you felt the confidence of like, you might have been in the studio one day with like a Kendrick or Logic and like you just randomly play it by accident, like pretend like you played it and then be like, oh, my bad. And they might be like, wait, who was that?
The space bar rule.
Who was that real quick? You'd be like, oh, no, that's me. But
some other guy, I don't know.
They were like, oh, that's fire though. We'll play that back.
What do you think? Yeah.
I was the original moment at Sway when the guy was like, that shit is trash. That was the original moment.
Listen, who knows? You could have probably been on TDE.
It would honestly, yo.
That would have been crazy.
Yo, Bobby could tell you that Bobby almost got me onto Rat Pack. He's like, I'm about to get you to like
to sign on something.
Yeah, quick. So that was the closest thing that I ever got to like a record deal. Because he just wanted to be. He just was like, yo, I just want you to be around all the time and
be an artist.
Yeah, he was like,
be a feature on my albums or something.
He almost put me on. He almost made me do an intro on Tits.
Okay. Wow.
Never said that out loud either.
Damn.
I was almost on Tits. And that's my favorite fucking album. That was my favorite album from him.
Wow. Listen. We got
So
some
did-
gems today.
Did that verse like not go through though? Like
I never even got to the point to record it.
Oh,
It was just
nah.
like, yo, do you want to do an intro for me? It's like I have this thing in mind that I think that you would sound really cool on. It just never went through.
Yeah.
And then it was like, yo, do you want to come on tour? So like after our first tour, it was like his first
Like on some friendship rather than like a job. Now it's like, yo, you're so cool.
just
Come on tour. Come on
just
tour with
on
us.
the road because he was
Yeah.
about to do Under Pressure. So I was gonna be on Under Pressure tour. And he was just like, don't come work, just come chill. You got like a month that you just want to come out. And ended up not doing it because I ended up getting some other opportunities. But yeah.
Yeah. Listen, we're going to cover some topics, but all the gems you dropped
Sorry.
were more than enough for today. I feel like everything else we're going to discuss, well, obviously, we're going to touch upon one topic that's going to be definitely rest in peace those children when we get to that. But everything other than that, it's like shit doesn't matter because you dropped so much gems today. We appreciate it.
Yo, appreciate the platform, man. I'm a big fan, so I'm really grateful to be on this, man. I love what you guys do, and that's genuine.
Love it, man.
appreciate
Appreciate
I'm a
that.
big fan of like y'all, the way y'all nerd out, because y'all nerd out the same way I do, and y'all love it the same way I do. So I'm like, this is like Mecca for me right here. You know, this is like I feel like I'm on Two Dope Boys. Shout out, sorry to shout out another blog, but you know,
shout out to everyone. Shout out to
Yeah,
everyone.
yeah,
We all can grow. We all. It's love for everybody. But nah, man, trust me. You drop so many gems that when you leave, I'm gonna start sweeping, and I might become a millionaire with all these diamonds. I'm gonna just pick up from this floor because you drop so much gems casually, just saying shit nonchalantly. But it's because you are who you are. Like you're very humble about it. You know, you've been past the fanboy type of energy. You
I'm
know,
always gonna be a fanboy.
but in heart, by heart
yeah,
though,
absolutely.
by heart.
I don't ever want to lose that.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I see what you mean. No, that's facts because you know your history about it. So it's like you're from an appreciative standpoint. You did it for a check at the same time, but you
It's
knew
always gonna be about a check,
exactly,
for sure. But,
exactly.
like, because
Get
I
some
could
money.
do it.
Yeah.
Like 'cause
Exactly.
you should pay me because I could do it at the best quality level.
You know your value.
Exactly.
You know your value.
Yeah.
You know, and that's another thing. I listen. I'll get it.
Yo, straight up, the Trippie Redd concert let me know that last night that I'm really fucking good for sure. Like at
Yeah.
hosting and like what I'm doing right now, like the fact that even the building manager was like, yo,
Impressed and shit.
yeah, Trippie was impressed. Like,
Yeah.
it was cool. Like I know I'm good at what I do, so
Yeah.
you gotta pay me for sure.
You're multifaceted, and then also you're proving that age is nothing but a number. Like you've done things decades ago, yes, right, but you're still doing shit now and new shit. Like you're still building that. You know, like I said earlier, man, you gotta look back at it and like pat yourself on the back. Like, yo, shit, you're really doing this shit, and it's amazing to see.
For sure.
Literally hours ago, like that's crazy. You know.
This was like the greatest gift outside of that, to be honest with you, because you didn't. I don't know that I told you that night when you had asked me.
Oh, at the Thunderstorm listening
Yeah.
party.
Yeah, I don't know that I told you that I was, but I remember like sitting with him. Yo, I'm a fan of what you guys do, okay? I'm not afraid
Appreciate
to say
it.
that. I'm a big fan. So I'm like, oh,
Thank you.
man, like I've always wanted this opportunity to talk to him. You know what I mean? This was like a geek moment for me.
Much love.
And it naturally went to that. But like, I'm like, he invited me on. I'm like, I'm fucking doing a show with Trippie Redd the day before. Like, this is the greatest moment of my life.
Back to back.
Yeah, I was like, this is fucking great. Yo, I drove back like, I can't wait to get in town.
It's blessings on blessings. No, and I appreciate that, man. It's genuine because, to be honest, so many people, yo, when I could come on, blah, blah. It's like, bro, I'll either give them a nice answer or I'll just ignore them. It's like, I am going to select who I want to select.
That's what
This
it
is
should be.
my platform, my content. Like, and I know who's deserving of it. And every time we have a guest, it's like an eye-opening experience. People be like, oh, because I know, like, you guys are special, like, and we come from a special place, and it needs to be highlighted. Like, people think, like, Providence, Rhode Island is, like, the smallest state in this whole fucking mentality. And it's like, embrace that, because who the fuck is here? Like, look, this guy was on tour with all these artists that you fucking loved, and it was years ago. He was a part of the cultivation of a lot of their situations. Like, literally, you might have not been able to enjoy a Kendrick Lamar concert because of this man if he wasn't there. And he was there making sure that this shit happened. Like, you know, these key moments that aligned, and you're still here in Providence, Rhode Island. Like, it's like, so trust me, like, you deserve to be here, you know, just as anyone else that's been here. So trust me.
Forever.
Rest in peace, Chadwick, man.
Oh, damn, for real.
Yo, but yeah, man. Let's talk about some topics for the week. We'll start with Rhode Island topics. We're gonna get Gibran's quick opinion on all this stuff. We're gonna run by everything right here.
These hot takes.
So Rhode Island, shout out to Rhode Island. Weed is fully now legal, recreational as well. That was like the last tier left to pass, and it's happened. As he got his THC pen, you know what I'm saying,
Sorry, hit right there.
doing his thing. I would tell Erlen to pull out the weed, but we might have to censor it.
Yeah.
Like you know, it's nearby, guys. It's in the vicinity. We got the
celebratory.
we got the plant.
Joint too.
Yeah, we got it. But it's amazing to see because it's such a full fucking 360 moment or 180 moment where people aren't on the other side of things. There's a lot of people who used to get obviously incarcerated because of this. You get scared to walk around with weed, and then now look at this. It's like fully legal now, and especially in Rhode Island. So shout out to everybody that passed that law fully. They signed it off. We talked about it when it was about to happen. Now it's fully here. So congratulations, all the weed smokers. I'm not one myself, but I appreciate it. You know, it's a plant from God.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Grows from the ground.
You know what I'm saying?
One, yeah.
Shout out to Achievement First High School for inviting me. Last week I spoke at their high school, spoke to the ninth graders,
that's
their
cool.
freshman class. Yeah, appreciate it. Yeah, I spoke to them. So shout out to them for inviting me. It was a very dope experience. Yeah, much love to the ninth graders there. I got a couple DMs from them afterwards, and I'm hopefully gonna be talking to more high schools. I got reached out after that by a couple other Hope specifically. So
Awesome, man.
since
I'm
you're here,
grateful
you're
for
a
that.
Hope alum right here in the building with us. So shout out to Hope if we make that happen. But yeah, that shit was crazy. You know, that shit was very, very, very humbling. But also at the same time, it's like it just felt like, okay, this is where I should be, and this is what I should be doing. You know, and I got a lot of DMs of people reminding me of that, like, yo, like you're really inspiring these kids. And I was like, yeah, you know. But then I'm like sitting back, like, because I've done it for so long, especially with the YouTube. With the YouTube, we get the DMs and stuff. But then being in front of this whole class, and it's like their first year in high school, and I remember going through that, and that's where everything started. Like in high school, like the channel, like basically towards the near of high school, but during high school, and a lot of people, obviously, that's where you find yourself, you know, because right after high school, that's when you started your journey into modeling, acting, and everything. So it's amazing.
Yeah, I started in high school for sure. It was that was like the culmination of everything for sure. Yo, when I was in high school, man, we had cops that came in and told us not to do drugs. Like,
Wow.
you know what I'm saying? Instead of just like giving us something else to think about, it was like, just don't do drugs. Like, don't be anything great, just don't do drugs because we don't want to lock you up. That's essentially what they
Crack is whack.
The only
yeah, that's
thing,
what they was saying to us. It's like, you never had anybody just coming in to like just talk about cool shit. Like, you know, I went to high school with A-Rap Music, and cool shit for
Same
us.
class?
Yeah,
What the fuck?
yeah. Me and A-Rap, that's my guy. Me and him are mad
Christ.
close.
We gotta get a documentary on you or something.
Dipset would pull up. Yo, Duke the God would pull up to school and pick him up.
Cause he was still he was still in school while fucking making records, like
Yeah,
making.
having Cameron on his voicemail. Like, this is
Jesus Christ.
A-Rap and Cameron together, like straight up.
I gotta get A-Rap in here. No one's giving him that prime interview in the city that he deserves.
That he deserves. I'll
I gotta
make it
give
happen
him.
for you. I promise.
I
Let's
appreciate
make it
that.
happen.
Yeah, he needs that. He needs that for sure.
He deserves all the accolades that he deserves, man, for
My
sure.
God, Rhode Island, we're fucking amazing, guys. Speaking of Rhode Island, the home that inspired The Conjuring, the home in Rhode Island, was sold for $1.5 million.
Crazy.
Classic home, especially those who loved horror movies and horror films. The Conjuring. It was one of the things that kind of, you know, like a historical little Rhode Island fact. People always mention that movie with this state and stuff, and that house specifically, and it's sold for $1.5 million. So congratulations to them. They're richer, not me.
I don't know how they do that, bro. Cause like I've heard while they was filming the movie, like they saw their grandma's ghost, they saw the kids running around in the barn, all that.
That's just dope, bro. I don't know. Like,
Nah, you're giving me
bro.
goosebumps, bro. Let's not talk about it. I'll
I
go
don't believe
crazy.
in that shit.
Yeah, you don't believe in that shit? Oh man, I've seen.
it's dope, bro. I don't know. It's you know.
I believe in aliens before I believe in ghosts.
and
For
ghosts,
real?
Mm.
I don't know. I feel
Yeah,
like
y'all never had like close encounters with shit.
yeah,
I've had multiple. So like, you feel me? I don't
Stay
I don't-
away from me.
I don't believe, nor do I disbelieve. You know what I'm saying?
nah,
I haven't
so-
had nothing
So my mom, right?
that I can think of.
She's like like she'll see people before they die. Like they'll go and visit her. Like either she was one day washing some dishes and stuff, and then she saw her aunt like outside, just like looking at her. Not trying to be creepy and stuff, but like just gave her like
That's
that.
a little bit
Scare me.
Nah,
different.
it's
You might have to
That
move
is a
out,
little
Erlen.
bit different.
no. It's
Your
crazy.
mom knows what I look like
Nah.
now.
That'd
I'll
be
tell
tight
you
to
she
me.
see.
I don't
Yeah.
know.
So now that's like she saw her, and then the next morning she got the call like, Thea passed away.
Damn.
And then it's like another one. She
energy.
saw
Yeah, man, that's
her
connection.
uncle too, and then right there like she was in bed, and like she felt like somebody just like touched her feet, and then like a voice, just like his voice, and then boom, right there, like it's just crazy like that.
I feel like I hear stories a lot
Like
that, and like in DR, especially like
Yeah.
my uncles and shit. They talk about that shit happening out there all the time, like
I-
energy and shit.
Heard
Like
a
I
lot
said,
of those
man,
stories.
You can't believe nor disbelieve. That's
No,
just how it is,
I'm
man.
gonna be real with you. I definitely disbelieve.
Come on,
Sorry.
there's a lot of shit out there in the world, bro.
Until
you
it
know?
happens and like
Yeah,
you
until
see
it happens to
like,
me,
yeah,
I
yeah.
can't. I don't believe.
Listen,
I feel
maybe
you.
it'll happen after
But,
this. Who
but you
knows?
know why I believe in aliens? You know why I believe in
Wow,
aliens?
what's up? What's
You ever
up?
look at a giraffe?
That's
About it.
That's an alien, bro. I said a giraffe is an alien, bro.
A giraffe is very special because it's like
What the fuck
What the
is
heck is
that
going
thing,
on?
bro?
yeah.
Think about it. Everybody out there, think about it. A giraffe is a fucking alien. That's just weird as fuck. Why the hell is it so
Why
tall?
is it? But yeah, why's the body like that? yeah.
Why does it? Why is
Yo.
its nose that way?
yo,
That's just an alien, bro.
it's true. It's true. We never really thought about it. We make it look cute and shit as kids.
This is a giraffe right here. Pause.
Yeah.
It's weird, bro.
Yo, I like that. I never really thought about that. To
I
be honest,
believe in aliens, man. I believe I'm an alien. I believe our animals are aliens.
I definitely believe them. I would say more like I agree with that sentiment more than ghosts per se, but
Well, not the whole. It's just not ghosts. It's just energy, bro. It's energy.
Yeah, paranormal.
You know, it's just energy. It's not specifically like ghost or like shit like that. It's just energy.
I think the closest that I do get to believe it is that I do feel that like there's like radio cosmetic fuels in our earth. I definitely believe
There's
that.
shit that makes you
yeah.
feel uncomfortable or sick at a moment and shit like that. It's just energy, bro.
Yeah,
You know what
I
I'm
believe that. And like if that is afterlife, then that I wonder if it's afterlife or is it like definitely for sure like another dimension.
Yeah.
I think about those things. It's like, am I just like time, passes? So like, am I going through something right now? Like that's kind of cool. I believe that that's true, but that's a conversation for another day.
yeah.
Yeah, we can get deep into this shit. I like talking about shit like this.
Start playing the songs and
theory-
shit.
yeah,
Sci-fi,
I've
like
always-
Conjuring just comes up.
Yeah.
Yo,
Like grandma's
You
out
motherfuckers
there.
is talking about me.
yo. Also, speaking of the city, shout out to Trill and PVD Fest coming up this month. Well, by the time you guys hear this, I think it's gonna be June. Yeah, I think Wednesday is June 1st or
Yeah, it's like the 26th. Yep,
Yeah, yeah.
Wednesday's June 1st.
Wednesday, June 1st. So, yeah, man, it's gonna be a bubbling summer in Providence, Rhode Island,
Yo,
especially coming off of the pandemic and everything coming back to normal.
Shout out to Yellow Cup too, man.
Oh, Yellow Cup weekend coming up as
Yo.
well. Yeah, shout out to everybody doing their thing, man. Specifically in June, they got that Trill already sold out. Shout out to Nasty and Stay Silent, per usual doing their thing. I think there might be another one. I don't know if I'm
Damn.
breaking
Ready for
news or
that.
whatever,
Wow.
but
Dang.
there might be another one around August. Just saying,
You
guys.
said something you probably shouldn't.
Yeah, it might be.
Expose the private
Yo,
emails.
you're banned from
Yo.
the second one.
Yeah.
Also,
El Diablo.
speaking of PVD Fest, we're gonna be talking at the Spark Up PVD podcast stage.
Fire. What the fuck?
Yeah,
Yo,
I think
this
at 3
dope.
p.m. on June 10th. We'll discuss it and promote it more, especially I think because next podcast we can still discuss it and it'll still be before. But yeah, that's gonna be exciting.
Shout out to Christina and
Yeah.
Ruben. What's up?
Yeah, shout out to them. They've been doing it for a long time. Zendaya, Joseline, and Rema. A lot of people coming to the city, and I think they've already came, but they're coming back again. I'm hearing this summer.
Oh yeah, Netflix is back in town. Yeah, they're right across from us at Revival.
Oh wow,
Yeah, their headquarters is there. They're a pain in the ass though.
damn. It's like just for jobs and stuff, regular.
Well, they take over like the other side of where we are
Mm.
because it's all like little office spaces over there. But they just like rent the whole space out.
Wow.
So they'll just take a good section of it and they're just operations there. They just drop off all their trailers and shit in that area.
Wow.
It's fucking big ass operation. They take over the whole entire street. It's annoying.
Listen, this city is only growing more and more. Like people are really investing time and energy, and companies are coming here and doing their thing, and you know,
we're getting the much love that we deserve, yo.
Yeah.
People are
Yeah.
coming in here seeing
Finally,
the shit
yeah.
pop.
Providence on the fucking ride. Shout out to Zendaya, Joseline, Rema, and Joseline. We saw that today. She was doing her thing at the showing her titties. I was like, whoa, I didn't know it was this. But I think it wasn't here. There was rumors that it happened here when she came here.
In your
Yeah,
in your
it's-
office? Oh shit!
No.
Oh
Imagine-
shit!
No, we would have been viral. The Puerto Rican princess, you know, would have blessed us with her presence. But yeah,
Supposedly, just for $85, you could go and see her titties. So,
yeah, because she's gonna flash. She was like guaranteed per show. She
Where
and
at
show her clubs
at
and
the
stuff.
arcade? Like, where's this happening? Is this happening at Coliseum? Where?
You
Tell
go pay
me.
the 85, record it, and then show me for free. You know what I'm saying? I'm not paying 85 to go.
Oh my
It's
god!
bad bread, bro.
Not for
85,
those.
you-
Not for
I
those.
wanna
First
hear
time-
them.
Come on, bro.
I want to hear those hit
Bro,
records
I played-
live.
What?
Fam, I pay 40 at the strip club for a dance. What's an extra $45?
You're just seeing them. You're not getting anything.
Yeah, you're not feeling.
No, but that's a
40,
strip club
40,
too.
40
Strip club, you
getting
can't
a
touch
lap
a strip
dance.
club, right? No,
Huh?
You
you
getting
can't
a
touch
lap
a strip
dance,
club.
though.
No, but you
If
can't
they let
touch at
you-
the strip
if they
club.
let you,
You can't touch
can't
that
touch
shit.
it.
No, that's like illegal.
Tal
They
vez
can
le cae
only touch
bien.
you.
Yeah.
Tal vez le cae-
You
she's
still gotta
touching
give
you,
them the
though.
money, bro.
She's touching you though.
Yeah, but
You're just seeing.
Listen,
I
that
said
40
Joseline,
that
I
40
was-
at a strip club can turn to 400 real quick.
it does.
Exactly.
I was 21. Let me tell you.
Yo,
I had $300 to my name. By 15 minutes in, dunzo.
oh my
Whole
god.
pocket's gone. I don't know.
Listen.
$85 for those titties though is nah. I'm
Listen.
all set.
Those hit records though. She got some hit records. I should have seen it.
Why is she
Coogee
doing
hit
that,
me,
though?
yo.
Why is she doing
She
that in
gotta
Rhode Island?
She gotta sell the tickets. That's the only way.
Listen, man.
Damn,
it's
her and
amazing.
Doja Cat gotta talk.
Yeah.
Jesus, man.
Doja Cat's coming down from something. What's going on with you? Don't talk to Doja Cat. She gonna help you figure it out. She's figuring it
Yo.
out.
That's a fact, yo.
She
Doja.
went for I'm a rap and is really rapping on motherfuckers.
Yeah, but then she won Billboard Award for R&B Artist of the Year. So it's like, what's going on here? Topic for another day.
Oh, wow.
I'll go into a whole fucking rant.
Yo,
Um,
I'm a whoopsie in here when you do that. Yo, I'm just gonna pop up. I'm gonna phase through the wall like a ghost, like the Conjuring.
I'm back.
Yo.
Y'all talking about this shit right now?
Yeah.
Jesus, bro, that shit was crazy. But moving on, two topics. The last topics of Rhode Island, local Rhode Island related, but at the same time, they're major topics that coincide with everything happening in culture right now. So first, we'll start with the happy news. Celtics are in the finals as of last night. The Celtics are in the NBA Finals. Eastern Conference champions. First time since 2012.
It's
I wanna
been a
say?
good amount of years.
It's been a while. I
I don't
it
think
feels like
I
it's
don't-
been more.
I don't think it's 12. It might be 14,
14.
maybe.
It's been a while. They want, should we look it up? Let's look it up because
Damn,
we're
we
gonna.
gonna Google it. I'm about to look mad stupid because I don't know nothing about sports. So why did I open up my big ass fucking mouth?
Nah, I mean, it's
Fuck! He's gonna come back to this. It's gonna
Let's
be like
see.
2009, bro. We were both wrong.
I think out of like the all the finals that has happened, the Celtics has been there the most. Like they've
Oh
been
yeah,
there,
they're like the most winning
half
team.
of the time. Though, like it's crazy.
Yeah,
It's crazy.
well, we've always had a good team
Yeah.
so far.
They won their last title in 2008. The Eastern Conference one is not popping up, but the last title in
14.
2008. If they were to win this year, that would be crazy.
With now a matured freshman team that they've had.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Horford, I just found out
Yeah.
today that he's gonna be the first Dominican to ever go to
NBA Finals ever. First
Wow.
Dominican basketball player ever. Al Horford. Shout out to Al Horford.
Damn, that's
Very
dope.
underrated presence. I feel like I've always acknowledged that he's Dominican and always like paid attention to him biasly just because of that, because like, yo, this guy's nice, but it's like, yo, he's Dominican. Like I'm always like rooting for him. And now we have obviously Cat, he's Dominican as well. Carl Anthony Towns, my bad. He's Dominican as well. He plays for the Timberwolves. Yeah, but
is he from? Oh, is he from? Where's
he's
he from?
Dominican. He's Dominican.
Oh, where? Where from?
He's
Do you know?
no, I don't know what specifically, but I know he's also very close with cousin Stiz and Tim LaRue and them. They're
shit.
very close to him. So yeah, shout out to Carl Anthony Towns. But yeah, he's Dominican and he's blowing up in the league. But yeah, Al Horford, the first Dominican basketball player to ever make it to the NBA Finals, and if they win, that's gonna be another fucking historical part of Dominican history right there in sports.
Yo, this is very Dominican of us to have such a Dominican conversation about so many great things that are happening today.
Listen,
to Dominicans.
De lo mío.
Yo, for real, La Broa is in this. La Broa spirit
sneaking in here.
is in this place right here. Chimis and
I can smell the mayo ketchup. Damn, I smell the mayo ketchup through the walls right now.
and all of the angry grandmas with Vaporu
Oh,
are in this
my
space right
God.
now. Doña.
Yo, that video was funny though. That I posted. Jaylen Brown was like, "Yo soy dominicano también, de lo mío." Blah, blah. I'm like, yo, this is, and it just shows like the camaraderie they have and the love for each other. And it's like, and at the same time, you might be Jaylen Brown. You might have to do some Google, some facts, check your background.
Yeah,
you look Dominican too.
Do you know how important it was to me when Fabulous came out and was like, "I'm Dominican"? And I was like,
oh, bro, I learned last week that Jim Jones is half Puerto Rican. I didn't even know.
That. Yeah, I knew
I didn't even know.
Before Ballin', I think it came out as like some sort of tidbit because Fab did it. So it was like everybody was like, "Oh yeah, I'm actually too."
Wow.
Because you had the Noriega, the Noriega.
Yeah, Nori
shit
definitely
coming out at that time. It was like big. Lumidi. Everybody wanted to be Spanish because it was the thing.
It was a thing to do, but yeah, I learned that last week because Fat Joe did a new interview with Matt Hoffa.
I saw it,
and he was spazzing like about all the Spanish rappers, and he mentioned Jim Jones. I'm like, what the fuck? Jim Jones half Puerto Rican, and then Jim Jones mentioned it yesterday in his new interview too with $1 Million Worth of Game.
Oh, shit.
So, and he's dropping a Spanish album. Jim Jones, I think it's called Broken Spanglish. It drops this year. He has songs with Rochi, like all of them Bo artists, like that are popping. He went out to the DR and he has music videos and everything coming. I'm like, this guy might blow up, like again. Like he is another person that age is nothing but a number.
Jadakiss can have it. He sure can.
Yeah, that's crazy. But Jimmy Butler last night. I don't know what the fuck happened with that 3-point shot. He could have literally tied the game if he were to just either fake it, go to the rim, maybe get the foul. He tried to win the game. Yeah. There was like, I think 10 seconds left, I want to say, or 11 seconds left. And he really obviously I want the Celtics to be in the finals, but I definitely wanted to maybe get a quick overtime if we're to tie it. And at the same time, I like sometimes I have no dog in the race.
You bet money?
Yeah,
on this game?
that's my thing. I didn't put money, and I also don't have really a dog in the race because I'm very a huge LeBron fan, and I really have from a young age followed him wherever he goes in his career.
I feel like people need to be more LeBron fans because he deserves it.
Man, he's an incredible human being, the best the best basketball player on and off the court. The stuff he's done is incredible. And aside from that, it's just these players switch teams all the time. So if you idolize a team, it's they're not paying you to idolize them, so just fuck with the players that you fuck with, right? And I was a huge fan of obviously the big three, but then they broke up the big three: KG, Ray Allen, Rondo, the Paul Pierce. That all was a moment in time, historic to look back at, but we haven't had that. So now it's kind of bubbling up again. And biasly is I want to root for them because it's New England. You want to see New England get some good news. But yeah, that would have been crazy if Butler would have hit that shot last night. I was watching that shit live. I was like, oh my God, going crazy because they were down. They came back up. But I don't think the Celtics are gonna win the championship. I don't know. I feel like the Warriors are too good. The Warriors,
we got a chance.
They have a chance. That's the thing.
I feel like
anything is possible.
It was a better chance than the Heat for sure.
Sure.
Exactly. I don't think they're gonna get swept. The Heat would have gotten their ass swept.
Because they're an unhealthy team.
Yes.
Yeah. Pound for pound, an unhealthy team. So
especially the main star, Butler.
Yeah, Miami is a force to be reckoned with, but they're just unhealthy.
Yeah. So shout out to all the NBA fans. It's gonna be exciting. I think this Thursday the NBA finals are fucking here. That's crazy. Time flies by.
Yeah, and we're back finally on a regular schedule.
Yeah.
Quarantine fucked it up.
Yo, also local presence, police presence at the schools of Rhode Island has increased. Specifically, there was an incident at Nathaniel Green Middle School where a gun was reported. And there was a dismissal situation. Parents weren't able to see their children, and there was a lot of confusion, a lot of traffic. But that, I guess, now has been disapproved. There was no gun. There was nothing. But this has obviously come off the heels of the shooting that has happened in Texas. But to quickly address, obviously, the local situation, thankfully, everything's okay. That was crazy. I think Malone texted us, and then I looked it up on Twitter.
Yeah.
And it was confirmed.
Nah, my niece used to go there.
Oh.
She used to go there, but she transferred out of there. My mom has a cousin or a friend that she has a daughter that goes there. Not only that, my mom was like a block away.
Yeah,
That's where my
yeah,
brother
so-
lives. My brother lives a block away.
Mm.
So like she knew all about that shit. And
I
then
live in that area too.
yeah, my friend, she works at the VA, so she saw it as well, and she told me, and I was like, yo, like I'm trying to figure out what the fuck is going on. You know what I'm saying? My mom told me other things different.
Oh
from
yeah,
what
there's
they
like
said.
I saw that online
on the
too.
media. You know, let's
There's
just
some stuff
leave
that's
that.
not being covered, I
Yeah.
guess, or like confusing, trying to cover it up, I guess.
Yeah.
This
Hurry.
happened Friday or when?
No, this was
Yeah, Friday.
was it Friday?
Or
Oh yeah, cause
Thursday.
I think Friday, cause it was the last day of the week, or
No,
Thursday.
Thursday.
Thursday. Yeah, but that shit was scary because obviously the news that happened on Tuesday and everyone's tense right now because of what's happening and because of what happened. But prior to this situation that happened at the school, obviously we had the incident that happened where the motherfucker went into the fucking grocery store, and then now that was an 18-year-old shooter as well. Now we have another 18-year-old shooter. Obviously, pretty sure everyone knows by now, but for those who don't know, Salvador Ramos, identified as the gunman who stormed Robb Elementary on that Tuesday with an assault rifle, tactical vest, barricaded himself in classrooms with children, next door to the children, opened fire, authorities said. Responding officers eventually entered the room, and Border Patrol officer fatally shot him. But this man killed 19 kids and 2 teachers at this Texas elementary school in Uvalde, Texas.
And his grandmother just survived, right? She's like,
Oh, they're saying that because she was hospitalized after, right? And they're saying now that she's surviving.
There's a lot of shit coming out right now when it comes down to that case. That's crazy.
No, I know that, but specifically, so you're saying that's like new.
yeah, I think that
with the
that
grandmother?
happened- I think that happened today.
Okay, because I was gonna say like the grandmother that he shot her beforehand, but I
Yeah.
thought he killed her, but I guess she was hospitalized
That's
and
what they were saying.
Yeah, she was hospitalized and
they're trying to cover shit up.
seems like,
Bro, I'm
seems like
Especially
she's
the
gonna
local
survive.
police.
There's a lot of shady shit that they're covering up when it comes down to this shit.
Yeah, I mean it's sad. There's the simple fact that, for example, he fucking was 18 years old on his birthday, where he literally turned 18. A week prior, he went and bought 2 assault rifles and a bunch of ammo, scores of ammo. They're saying. So the simple fact that I think, in my opinion, when he came to even make this possible, like this kid was able to do this so easily, especially in Texas, because for those who don't know, Rhode Island is very simple to get a gun, especially if you just want to go to the process of getting it. Now, if you want to legally carry it everywhere,
In Texas, you can.
it's
Texas
a bigger-
open carry, no?
no, yeah, definitely.
It is,
Texas
right?
is different,
Yeah.
but for Rhode Island,
Obviously not an AR, but still.
yeah, but in Rhode Island, if you want to carry it everywhere, you gotta go through the train. It's like a more rigorous situation. But if you want to just get your blue card, as they call it, it's a simple multiple choice test. You fail it one time, you can go back and do it again. And if you fail it the first time, you're not gonna fail it the second time because you're already gonna know it. It's pretty simple. I went through the whole process, and I eventually want to do some sort of actual content, like a video of like how to get a gun in Rhode Island on some neutral shit, where it's like it shows you, for those who want to know, and at the same time it shows you the hypocrisy of like how simple this shit is and why it should be more rigorous, because we're living in a country right now where you can get a gun at an easier,
get a degree.
yeah, at an easier and faster rate than you can buy a fucking bottle of liquor, that you can fucking get a driver's license, and that you can, like, so many things in this country, like, so more simpler than going to get a gun, especially a lot of states, you know, because there might be some states that are more stricter, but at the end of the day, majority is like, you can get a gun, and that's illegally. If we're talking about legally, because obviously legally you can do your thing however you want to do it, but legally to get a gun, there needs to be more background checks, more things. No one's saying like, oh, ban all guns. Some people might feel that way. I'm not specifically saying that. I think the energy right now, in general, everywhere, people feel like both sides politically, because this has unfortunately become a political situation, need to come to actual meeting, a middle ground where it's like, we need to create a more rigorous situation where not anyone, like this 18-year-old and the previous 18-year-old, can get firearms, let alone hold tactical gear as if they're going into a fucking war, and actually end up killing all these fucking people and all these kids, you know. And it's very scary. Like, God forbid, especially to me now as a father, I was like, damn, all these kids just like losing their lives, and God forbid that happens to me. It's like, how am I gonna react? And then you saw how one of them reacted. Like, one of the parents, I think the partner of one of the teachers, had a heart attack because he was so sad. Like, he wasn't sleeping. He had a heart attack.
The wife, the husband of the teacher.
The husband of the teacher had a
Yeah.
heart attack.
He died of a broken heart. Like, he was sad.
Yeah,
Yeah.
man, and it's like you can't even really make that. That shit is so fucking like, It's crazy. And obviously they've raised a lot of money. God bless. A lot of money got raised. The GoFundMe, like a lot of people went crazy with that, blowing it up. God bless them. You know, I hope they get a lot of, you know, financial, those, because it's 4 kids they left behind. They were together for 25 years. They left 4 kids now with no parents.
Yeah.
And, you know, it's just sucks all the way around. And it's because this fucking kid, Salvador Ramos, decided to do this. And it wasn't even his school. Because at first you hear this and it's like, oh, people go and shoot up their school that they maybe got bullied at. We see it all the time, you know.
This was completely just.
It's a completely random school that he just picked. And, like, he wanted to feel more superior than. And he's like, oh, I'm going to fucking kill these kids. Elementary kids.
Like, that's babies still pretty much say they don't know what.
Bro,
it can't get worse than that.
Their biggest sin has probably been like stealing candy or some shit like that. You know what I'm saying?
If that.
Like,
Very innocent souls that have nothing, you know, done nothing, might not even swore yet. Like they don't know what potential is. Like they just here on earth having fun,
just existing,
and then this man just removed their existence completely, and it's fucking devastating. It's fucking devastating.
Even more sick, bro. The fact that this motherfucker's out there idolizing his shit and trying to start like cults and shit.
That's always gonna happen because that's always
I didn't
happening.
even see that.
The one who
sick, bro.
The one who did the marketplace shooting, he pleaded not guilty. Like that's how fucking sick like these dudes are. Like he really
he
said,
thinks
like,
he's justified in like his situation and
that's
like
fucking
like how the fuck you think you gonna win that, bro?
Yeah,
bro. What?
You live stream
and he survived.
Ask me
that's
that
the thing.
question one more time.
Fuck,
Ask me that question one more time, please.
No, that would never happen. Especially because I think he killed.
It's not gonna happen, guys. Can we stop acting as if
it might happen?
Better, like worser people haven't gotten away?
No, that's true. But I think with this situation more, I would say
one,
because he killed a cop.
I don't trust it until I see it.
Yeah, but I think because he killed a cop inside. I think it was like either off duty or retired cop.
He was off duty.
But when you kill, but when you kill a cop, it's like that's when they care. Sure. Like you know what I'm saying? Like that's when they become like even more biasly. Like oh wait, it's one of ours. Unfortunately, it takes that. Or you kill a dog. Like it's like weird things with this fucking country. Like you gotta like either do one of these things for it to actually be seen as the obvious that we see it as actual civilians.
There are worse things that people get a slap on the wrist for.
Yeah, but it's fucking crazy, man. Like we really, I think it was the day after we left here, the morning after we left here, and that fucking news broke. I was like, God damn! Like, and at first it was 14, and the number rose to 19 kids, and it was one teacher, and I was 2 teachers, and it's like, man.
Every day it got worse because then the husband died on the 3rd day.
Yeah.
Or something like that, and then it just the numbers fluctuated as like within like 3 days they fluctuated. It went from like we think it's 12, and it was like 14.
There's some. I've seen some things right now, man, that they keep coming up when it comes to stories about this shit, like about cops not doing shit for like a good amount of time. Parents actually fucking saying fuck the cops, jumping over fences to go get their kids and shit like that.
Oh yeah, I heard that.
Parents, bro, unarmed and shit like that, going inside to save their kids, and the fucking cops are just posted up outside.
Yeah, I heard there was armed parents, like literally, because in Texas, obviously, everyone has you know, firearms. Like it's so easy to get. A lot of people that out there have it, you know, and it's like the irony in that as well, because there's parents there ready to go in, but then these cops, you know, they were hesitant to go in. It's like. Obviously, to us, it's like a no-brainer. Like, bro, like, if you are a cop, this elementary school, you're hearing there's a shooting, obviously barge the fuck in and, like, you do your job, right? Like, but then there's reports now that there was a lot of misinformation, that what they gave in the first press conference, a lot of it has now been proven to be misinformation, incorrect, specifically the things that came out of the governor's mouth. And the governor himself, fucking Abbott, is looking crazy, saying a lot of wild shit, just seeming like he's lacking some sort of remorse. I don't know what's going on with the politicians of Texas, but there needs to be fucking change. Ted Cruz as well. Like everyone over there in Texas is just like off the hinges. And like they've always kind of been, like you see sights of it, but now it's almost like they're showing the true colors. Because he literally got quoted saying, specifically, which fucking baffled me, he was like, to just, I guess, calm people down. He was like, oh, it could have been worse. Like it could have been worse, guys. Like it's like, bro, what are you saying? How worse is this? And it's like, obviously that kid could have killed everyone on Earth. Like, if you want to say that's worse, but it's like, why that now? What are you saying?
Are we weighing evil right now, bro?
Like, are we measuring evil? Like, what are we gonna? He wasn't Hitler, guys.
The fuck?
What are you saying? Like, what are we comparing? Like, there's like, what is this? Like, just that's not what you say. Especially if you're the governor, people are looking at you for some sort of like guidance and some sort of answers, and you give them that. It's like,
Some bullshit.
bro, we could be better in your position than you. It's like, what's going on? But time will tell what's gonna happen there. I think change. For some reason, we saw the Steve Kerr. You guys saw the Steve Kerr speech, the NBA coach, the Warriors.
Yeah, absolutely.
In a lot of similar situations, a lot of people are speaking out. I hope and pray. I feel like there's going to be something that's going to happen, even though we've been through this already and nothing's happened. But I feel hopeful for some reason, like legally, something's going to have to happen because this shit's pathetic. Like, and it, both sides feel this way. Like, this, it's like a what's it called? Nonpartisan. I don't know these fucking political terms.
Yeah.
But it's like both sides.
Nonpartisan.
Nonpartisan, right? You know, I got it. You know, thanks. I knew I had it somewhat. You know, but
Can you put like powers coming in, like flag too, like, like
Dominican power.
Yeah, the Dominican twins.
Platano power.
united.
I used to hate Platano power. It felt racist to me at first. I was like, what is this? But
it's like the greatest thing that
yeah.
ever happened to me.
Probably because I like Platano, but not
Watch
I like the
thy
Maduro.
tongue, boy.
I like the Maduro. Like I don't like
What?
I don't like that tostones much.
What?
Yeah.
Bro, I'm not Dominican and I love that shit.
Yo,
Yeah.
the
I don't
best
like-
thing is that he said it in the best Dominican Boston accent ever. He goes, "Nah, you're wildin', bro."
Yeah, I like flavor.
Wow.
Like I don't like yuca. I don't like yuca.
Oh, nah.
Bro, what are you gonna tell me next? That you don't eat bacalao?
Aguacate.
Yeah.
That's too much flavor. That shit stinks. God bless. But
Aguacate,
yeah.
you don't like aguacate?
No, I love
about
avocado,
to
bro.
say.
Avocado is that's every race.
Bacalao? Anybody?
I'm gonna be honest with you, I've never had it. I'm open though.
It's fish, but
just fish.
I love
Smelly
my
fish.
Dominican
My
food.
mom or grandma makes it.
I grew up with Dominicans. The owners of my house, I lived with them for like 10 plus years. They're my second parents.
Got you.
You feel me? They blessed me with the plátano. You know what I'm saying?
It
yo,
was like plátano, y maduro.
Yeah.
Está bien.
yo. Also, moving on to another death, unfortunate death. This is interesting. So, Indian rapper turned politician SIDHU Moosewala. If I'm mispronouncing that, forgive me in the comments down below, especially all the Indian Punjabi fans, because this is basically like the biggest like Indian rapper, right? This man has been killed. Police are searching for the killers of the prominent Indian rapper turned politician SIDHU Moosewala, who was shot by unidentified assailants while driving near his home in the Mansa district of India's Punjab state on Sunday. The 28-year-old singer, whose real name is Shubdeep Singh Sidhu, sustained a bullet injury and was taken to the hospital where he was confirmed dead. Punjab Police Chief Kumar told reporters there was 30 empty cases around the crime scene. God damn, they really wanted to kill this man. But it seems to be tied into a political situation. Obviously, I'm not up to speed with the Indian politics, Punjab politics, so please comment down below if you guys are a fan of him as a rapper. I definitely wanted to cover it, though, because a lot of people were posting it. Even Drake posted it. And when you do your research, it's because he deserves to be spoken about, especially, unfortunately, at the time now. But in general, he passed away. But it's like now we have to definitely, if you weren't up to speed on him, definitely do your research. Bro, his videos have like hundreds of millions of views, like every video, every song, without a music video. Like it'll just be the audio only. And I'm like, damn, this guy is huge. Like I never knew. It's like I never heard of him. This is amazing.
This guy's the aventura of
The aventura of fucking Indian rap, and like his shit was hard. Like it was really hard. His videos were hard. Like he had like his fits, and he still had like his whole, another thing. Sorry, I'm mispronouncing it, but it's like a turban, like the whole situation, like very representing of his actual culture,
absolutely, yeah.
hard, without changing his image and still having dope aesthetics. And I'm like, damn, this guy was one of those ones, similar to what we got when we get into like the UK rap and that whole scene. It reminded me of that. The Italian drill scene that's blowing up right now. So shout out to him and his fans, Moosewala's fans. Prayers to his family. 28 years old, young rapper has passed away. 28 years old.
Damn.
Yep, 28 years old.
Damn, that's dope.
That's crazy. And the fact that he was murdered like that, like, bro, India's going crazy. Like, people are really going. That's like the biggest news story out there right now. And I'm trying to compare out here to like, because if you look at the type of range that he had and the reach, it was all like on some like probably like Drake shit. Like if Drake, God forbid, like that's how it feels. Like when you look at his stats
Yeah.
and his impact in India. So, God bless. rest in peace to him. Unfortunate death. Also another death. Rest in peace, Ray Liotta, one of my favorite actors of all time. Goodfellas. Henry. Damn, what's the character? Henry Hill. I think Henry Hill from the Goodfellas he played.
I never got too into it, so I mean I know his
Really?
face. Yeah, I never.
You never watched Goodfellas?
Nah.
You gotta watch
I think
that
I
shit
did.
tonight.
I think I did, and
Bro, that's my favorite movie of all time.
I think I did, and I just don't remember it. But
Bro,
I just know his face because he's like iconic
Classic.
90s.
He was modeling recently, I think like 2 years ago for Ronnie Feig and I think Kith and stuff. Like he had some modeling. I was like, oh
He
shit.
died in his sleep.
Yeah, died in his sleep in
Yeah.
DR.
Yeah.
In DR, bro.
Damn, this
on
episode
set.
is straight
Dominican vibes.
us.
Yeah, bro. In DR on set of a movie.
Damn, my mom's gonna be like,
67.
"Bro, don't say the
Yo, 67 years old. He woke up dead. Very wild. And I'm like, what, in DR? Like, what the hell? At first, I was like, hopefully this is not like. There's so many stories that happen at the resorts and stuff, especially in Punta Cana and stuff. There's a lot of druggings, etc. They get themselves tied
happen.
up, tourists
Yeah, they have
and shit. It happens all the time.
like recently, it's been like wild.
Yeah.
Yeah, recently.
Yeah, there's a big rising of that, but this doesn't seem to be that type of case. But rest in peace, Ray Liotta, legendary actor. He worked with Martin Scorsese, one of the best directors, if not the best director of all time, with Goodfellas, and a lot of people wanted him to work again. They haven't, and now unfortunately they won't. And people were like waiting for that moment, especially in the film industry. Like, when will that happen? Like, it was, blah, blah, blah. Like, it was almost like gearing up for it because Ray Liotta was kind of saying like, "Oh, I have nothing against him. Like, just reach out to him. We can maybe make it happen." And we won't get that. But he was also part of a lot of historical cameos and stuff throughout the culture.
He was an iconic like main
Face.
yeah, it was an iconic face,
Yeah.
main character, and like support characters and everything that he's ever played.
Yeah, man.
His face, his acting was always like just a household staple.
So rest in peace, Ray Liotta, man. Unfortunate death right there. Moving on. Also, let's talk about this news that we spoke about when it happened. So for those who don't know, Isaiah Rashad, TDE rapper, there was a sex tape that got leaked and revealed to the world what he has now confirmed. Well, specifically, he's saying that he's sexually fluid. I posted the clip.
You did.
And it went viral. The clip I posted on Twitter went viral. I got posted on a bunch of articles. I still get like notifications that I got posted on new article. And rightfully so, I clipped it up where it showed like his full breakdown of his situation where he's saying this is recent. He recently found this out about himself. He's in a relationship. He's monogamous. He's with a girl. And Joe Budden also, because it was a Joe Budden interview. Obviously, I'm going to give him his props. Shout out to Joe Budden. He interviewed him, which was dope as well. I'm like, yo, he's getting interviewed by Joe Budden. And in the promotion of it, you see the videos where it's like they're laughing and they're having a good time in the promotion. And they also had like a gay joke, literally like a gay joke. He was like, you picked the Lakers, like something you picked the Lakers to win the championship this year. And then Isaiah Rashad was like, don't put that in my mouth. And then it was like, oh, pause, blah, blah, blah. And they had this whole like moment laughing, and Joe Budden was like blushing, and it was like this whole funny situation. And I'm like, okay, this is gonna show that the human side of this. This is not gonna be like a
let's have a serious
yeah,
talk,
like a
it's
2020
Oprah.
or 60 Minutes where Isaiah Rashad. Are you gay? Like it's like no, this is like a
What do
fun.
you think this means to the gay community?
Yeah, like are you
man?
gonna be a symbol now for? Are you gonna wave the flag for the LGBTQ of rap? Or like no.
You're the like 150,000th person that has come out
Yeah, like this is
in
no.
the world in the 22nd century.
Yeah. Are you gonna change the male egos of hip hop finally? So will you be the actual,
Spokesperson.
now?
Damn, are we not over it yet?
Yeah.
Guys, people like each other.
Yeah.
It's really not that big of a deal.
Yeah. And the fact that he said it like he's sexually fluid and it's like he just is attracted to like whatever. And then some people felt like just say you're gay, but it's like, bro, he's with a girl. Like he's in a relationship. He's just basically alluded to like having some sort of open relationship where they're both into that thing. They're both sexually fluid. He said that his girl is as well, and she taught him more about it, and they're both getting comfortable with it.
I think it's trash that somebody else told his story before he could tell it when
Exactly.
he was comfortable. I think
That's the
mad
trashiest
trash.
thing. That's the trashiest thing. Because in the clips I also cut up, he said where he literally crashed his car. Like, that was his version of trying to kill myself. I'm going to crash my car. I survived my crashing. What am I doing? Let me go back and talk to my family.
Stupid.
That's crazy, bro. Because he was like, why is this like, okay, this is me, but why is this being leaked? And he knows, he says he knows who it was. He's not gonna do nothing legally, which I think he should, but to each their own.
Should, yo. That's
bro, I would have
whack.
been like, what the hell?
Yo, you, Isaiah, you had mental problems, man, because of
bro.
this. This is whack, bro.
You literally tried to kill yourself.
Yeah, somebody caused you harm because they thought it was whatever the fuck that is that they thought to put your business out there. Oh,
Right.
Come on, man.
Whack.
Yeah.
That's whack.
It's whack. It's whack. But the interview, man, he really opened up. Like, he talked about everything. Like, he even talked about, because in the video, he calls himself, or he makes the gentleman, I think all of them call him Showtime. Like, he has like a nickname, like a sexual nickname and shit. And then Joe Budden asked him, like, yo, where'd that come from? And he was dying. He was like, no, it's just it's entertainment. Like, it's just my thing and shit thing to do. But I was like shocked that he even spoke about that. I was like, damn.
What is this thing to do?
So it's just, I guess he just likes it's like there was a term that he said, but it's more of like a showmanship. Like he does like a lot of showmanship with it because of the fact that he even records it. Because Joe Budden was just even questioning that, like, why do you even film it? And he was like, he just feels like very like it helps him. Like it's almost like I don't want to misquote the guy, but it's like he films it himself and he makes them like call him Showtime. Like that's one of his, like, what do people call it? I guess like a kink or like a what's another term? I think
It's a
kink.
You can
Kink.
call it
I
a
guess
kink.
kink.
Yeah.
But that's one of his kinks and stuff. But it's like something so personal. I'm like, obviously got revealed to the world, but he didn't really have to talk about it. But he was free to laugh about it again. I'm like, damn.
Sound is like you just didn't have to tell us that.
Yeah, bro. Like, you didn't have to say like why you call yourself Showtime, but I guess fuck it. You know, he's doing his thing. But I think it's also admirable, like, and now especially because he's saying he's gonna put this into the music, and he's excited.
Great.
Like he's excited for he already has a title for the next project and everything that he's working on. And it's gonna be like a diary vibe, and like I love him as an artist. Like I love all his albums. Like it's crazy. So it's like I just can't wait for that, to hear that for whatever it is. And at the same time, I'm happy he's alive and I'm happy that he's healthy.
Yeah.
Because to each their own, whatever they do sexually behind closed doors, you know, it happens. But unfortunately, this situation got revealed to the world.
Yeah, it ain't
So-
nobody's business, man.
Yeah, and he didn't have to really talk about it
For
because
sure.
Frank Ocean went through shit in the past, not a sex tape leak, but similar type of shit, people, rumors, etc. Hasn't really spoken about it ever to this day. A lot of other artists, similar situations, but his situation, he said in an interview, he said like he felt like he needed to talk about it because he just didn't want to like not address it, and it affected his family. He said like his parents and like his grandfather, his grandparents, I guess, knew about it, but I think his parents didn't know, but his grandparents knew. They supported him, especially his grandfather, but then his grandfather passed away from a stroke like 2 days after the leak and everything. And after his grandfather told him like, yo, you're going to be okay, so it's all right, blah, blah, trying to give him some advice. So he was going through a lot, and his grandmother going through cancer. So that's another thing that cultivated and made him like crash the fucking car, you know, not even figuratively, literally.
The
Like
person
this,
that leaked that is trash.
bro, trash. Very
Man.
trash.
You're trash.
I like it's bad that it happened that way. Like I feel sorry for him, but it also it's like to look at the brighter side of things. Like, all right, he survived the crash now. Now a lot of like just weight and pressure has been lifted off from him. Like he sees that it's not affecting too much of his career. So it's like, all right, now people know who I am really, and now I can just express myself a little more, like be just more.
Yeah, I mean it's 2022, man. Shit
Yeah.
like this, like
Sucks. Yeah,
it's
somebody
like
leaked it.
fuck
though,
it,
yeah.
bro. Like
Mm-hmm.
you like different stuff than what the norm is. Who gives a fuck, bro? Do you? Because at the end of the day, these motherfuckers ain't feeding you. They're not putting a roof. Well, damn, I don't know. In your situation, people buying your music and shit, but still, you know what I'm saying?
I still don't. That's
That's
it
what
don't
I'm saying.
quantify the same.
So it's like just do you, bro. Like I don't
Yeah.
like don't live for other people. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Just do you.
For me, for me to answer that, to like have a reply to what you said.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, I just wish he would have never went through it at all.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I mean? Period.
Yeah,
It's nobody's. It should have been nobody else's decision except his own to be able to say that when he wanted to.
The leak is what caused all the events. So,
Right.
yeah,
So
for sure.
it's not a catalyst of a good day. Thankfully enough, he, sought to see the good in it,
Mm-hmm.
but somebody took a decision away from him.
Right.
And that's fuckt up.
You could tell that person who leaked it was thinking otherwise. It's
Yeah.
gonna ruin
I feel,
him.
I
it's
feel the
gonna
same way
thing.
about Pusha T and Drake. Like I feel the same.
50
Like
chose
you didn't give him the this is rap, and I think it's the coolest fucking chess move I've ever seen in my life.
Man.
I really do, but
You are hiding a child.
yeah, and it was true. Like you knew his name and who.
Yeah.
Come on, but that's some
to
rap
bring
shit.
out the blackface too, like that picture out of nowhere it came out like that. It's
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah.
That's some rap
crazy.
shit.
That's some rap shit, yeah.
But still, at the same time, I feel the same way. Pusha T took a decision away from Drake, that's whack.
Yeah.
That's,
Especially like family
A
wise.
child, yeah.
yeah, that's so close.
That's family, bro.
Yeah.
That's
And-
that's family shit.
And
Like
for his sexuality, that's his own personal identity. Nobody should have had the opportunity to take that away from him. That sucks.
that's crazy. It's a very historical moment for hip hop though too. That situation, like him going through that, and now because like we discussed it I think here, where it's like, is there necessarily a gay rapper, etc. But at the same time, even if there is, there's not necessarily people who rap about it necessarily or make a project, etc., revealing it to the world, talking more about it, or at least on a major scale. There probably is like some independent rappers, obviously, because if we're talking in a literal sense now,
Yeah,
there's rappers every day like coming up. Like there's new rappers every day. So
There's a guy early on named Leaf.
okay, Leaf.
Leaf, that was huge as well. Rapper, great fucking writer. Period. Right? Like, who gives a fuck about what his sexual identity is? Like, is he good at? Are they good at it? You know
Yeah.
what I mean, fuck all the extra shit, in my opinion.
Yeah.
And then of course we got Lil Nas X today.
Yes.
Lil Nas X. If you don't think that these are some bars in them joints,
Listen, some people don't. That's the thing. They think
Yeah.
he's a pop. It's the same with Doja. Like they think they're pop, and it's like,
but Doja be
but
snapping.
they both rap.
Yeah,
So it's
Doja
like,
snaps on her own hits.
and I think there's definitely been some lesbian rappers. I said this before too on the podcast. There's definitely been lesbian rappers, but I think it's like in general, you know how people are, like they don't even like acknowledge female rappers a lot of times. It's really suckish. Like this generation.
I
like,
think it's trash that and like this is us trying to grow. Like it's whack that now we still think that there's like male rap only over here, and then still our subgenre is like female.
mm-hmm.
Like
That's what it feels like.
yeah, a lot still. It's like, oh yeah, she don't really rap. Yo, Coy, I can't say her name right. Coy Lee Ray.
Coil Ray.
Coy
Coil
Lee
Ray.
Ray. She's rapping too. She's
Yeah.
snapping. And she's talking about the same stuff fellas talk about.
Yeah.
How about Young M.A.? Y'all
Lil-
fuck with Young,
yeah,
Young
I
Young
love
M.A.
Young
was
M.A.
Young M.A.'s a gay rapper,
Come
and
on.
she's
Lil Kim was talking about the same joint. Lil Kim was rapping about threesomes with women.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Come on, man. This shit ain't new, bro.
It's not new, but people are just acting like it's new.
Yeah.
Acting like it's new. But Isaiah Rashad, man, once that music comes out, we're definitely here to support it no matter what.
For sure.
I fuck with you as an artist.
Shit, Big Frida. Let's not forget about Big Frida. Big Frida.
I was about to say that earlier. I swear to God, I was like, "Yo, Big Frida," but then I'm thinking like,
Frida be snapping.
Big Frida's situation is like, I never really got into like her sexual identity, but it's deeper than, it's not just drag queen, right?
Right.
It's
I
deeper.
think, yeah, she's definitely deeper because
right.
she's also.
She's gone through the transition and everything.
I think she's
I think
completed
so.
it. Yeah. So
But Big Frida's iconic.
exactly,
Like even the
she's
sound,
the voice of a
bounce,
generation.
that
yeah.
bounce sound and stuff. But then it's like, if you know type of situation. Like
Right,
a
so
lot of
she's
these kids,
snapping.
will never even mention her. But it's like, bro,
She's
she was literally sampled. I guess for reference, she was sampled on the Drake song. That's the most recent like reference.
Y'all
people
get back now.
Yeah.
Y'all get back now.
people can understand that more as a recent reference. But
Mm.
yeah, I think Isaiah Rashad. Some people might see him as a pioneer of the situation. Whoever knows. I feel like people are kind of shaping it up that way. But there's a lot of other people. Do
Yeah.
your research. You know, this is not new. He's not the first sexually fluid, and
Nah.
that term is kind of like, that's a more of a newer term
Yeah, it
to
is.
me. I'm not gonna lie. At
That's
least
just him trying to say like, yo, I like what I like.
Exactly. Exactly. And when you look up sexually fluid, by definition, it means like I like what I like. Basically, like
Yeah.
it doesn't matter the gender, what day, or like
Yeah.
Sexually fluid, he's going with the flow.
Yeah,
Whatever he
it
fuck
doesn't
going with the
matter.
flow, going with the fluid.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter if it's a woman that transitioned into being a man or
Whatever
trans.
fucking appeals to him in that
Yeah,
moment,
whatever.
bro.
Yeah.
Whatever queer
That's it.
decision it is that they have, which is the correct way to say that. That's what he
Yeah.
likes. If he's attracted to that queer, that's what he wants.
And real quick, a lot of people trashing, but there's a lot of people showing love. The majority, I would say, but there's some people like trashing Joe Budden, etc., blah, 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 based off clips, etc. I would say definitely watch the full interview. First of all, Isaiah Rashad could have interviewed with anyone in the world. He chose Joe Budden for a fucking reason. He was very comfortable. If you watch the full interview, you get the whole energy. Like, damn, these guys are friends. It makes sense. This is dope. Like, they had a great camaraderie.
And Joe Budden is a perfect person for that because he can bring the soul out of anybody. So that's great.
That's what I'm saying. Like, people want to support the culture, but at the same time, they're gonna have disdain for like shit from the past or hold people to their past and like or compare different situations to one another. It's like, bro, appreciate this for what it was. Like, this is a man expressing himself, a black man in hip hop expressing himself to another black man in hip hop about his sexuality in front of the world.
Isn't he from California?
Isaiah Rashad, he's from Chattanooga, Tennessee.
Tennessee, okay.
Yeah, but he got signed to TDE, so a lot of people thought, like, you know, because
I
everyone else in TDE is basically from LA other than him. And maybe SZA, but I'm not sure.
SZA's from somewhere else.
Yeah, SZA's from, I think SZA's
originally from New York.
Yeah, I think so.
Originally from
I
New
think
York.
SZA. Solana, her legal name, as Drake said.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, Drake said it, bro, in the rap, because he was like.
But I didn't.
Pick that up.
Yeah, that just got to me.
I think she's Dominican. That's why I mentioned it. I think she's Dominican.
Don't play with me. This is Dominican, bro.
Nah, she's not
I was
Dominican.
about to start tweaking.
Start just pulling out
Yo,
flags out your
for
pockets.
real, like, where did this go?
What the fuck?
Not even the flags, but like the car ones too. Like, it's not even like the right one. I'm just pulling out the car ones. Like, damn, really?
Oh my God. Listen, man. And other than that, that's pretty much it. Post Malone dropped a new album this weekend, this Friday. Seems like ever since Kendrick Lamar dropped, it's like no one else really like matters, right? But it's dope. At the same time, I feel like people, for example, Nicki Minaj, people don't mention Nicki. It's like Nicki was rolling out something and she didn't drop whatever, no more singles. But I'm still waiting for like a Nicki album.
What happened to that? I thought she was dropping like every week.
Yeah, she was gonna do like how they did the Good Friday. She was gonna do Pink Friday, but every Friday. But I don't know.
She actually called it Pink Friday?
Yeah, she was like, "Yo, there's gonna be Pink Fridays," and she was like, you know, paying homage to that.
Let me tell you, Good Friday started here in Rhode Island, yo.
That's
Providence
crazy.
got history to the coolest fucking drop and the best like quality of music, like Christian Dior flow, New God flow, bro. Rhode Island is great,
bro.
We're cool as fuck.
That fucking Good Friday shit is
history.
iconic.
The fact that she's doing something like that to tag back into what that energy was, man. I wish more people remember what the energy was. Every Friday, it was like waiting for a new pair of Jordans.
Yeah, and sometimes, a lot of times, it wouldn't even come on Friday.
Yo,
It'll come like Saturday morning or like.
I think there was only one that.
One?
Ended up, yeah, but everyone since October 1st,
or for like Friday night, sometimes that's what it was, right? Instead of Friday morning, it'll be like something like at night. People be like, "Oh, what time is it gonna be?"
I was the one making that shit go public.
Yeah.
So it was every.
You would press the button, boom.
Yeah, it was really cool, man. It was fucking weird. It was weird, bro, but. Such a great time in music, man. Such a great time in music.
Pressure makes diamonds.
Yeah, arguably one of J. Cole's greatest verses from that era, man. I mean, come on, like, yo, J. Cole is Jay-Z's child, for sure.
Listen, I make the argument where I think J. Cole, especially I think he's gonna drop again this year. I think he's the best rapper right now.
Of course he is. He's having such a historic moment right now. Like,
I think he's the best rapper right now.
Underdog of all underdogs. That called himself the middle child, and yo, he did a Marvel stunt in my opinion. This guy bridged the multiverse,
For real.
and called himself the Infinity Stone.
Yeah,
like I'm in the middle between all of this
Two
bullshit, and y'all
generations,
keep acting as if I'm not knocking you guys off your heads. Like I'm not wrapping circles around y'all.
Yeah.
And he's still following his dreams with the basketball shit because now he's in the Canadian basketball league.
This is crazy.
Playing every day.
Literally, what a time to be alive right now.
Yeah. No, I love J. Cole. He's always gonna get credit where it's due when it comes to me.
When it comes to music, for
bro,
sure.
Come on, bro. You cannot. I used to like joke around with that, like, oh, he makes me sleep. That was a common thing. He makes me sleep. Yeah, he makes me sleep. But that was like before, like, you know, before I was an adult, literally. Like it was
like Forest Hill Drives and shit.
Yeah, like you know.
Jay-Z was like that for me because I couldn't relate. You know, I don't come from that, so
I feel like J. Cole's similar because I couldn't relate to the like the college raps and like that hustle.
He's so you.
Yeah.
He's so you. He's so us. Like it's like the coolest. Like if you listen to his earlier stuff too, you can hear that he's just like he's just himself, man. And then you see it. You know what I mean? This guy's in sweats and chilling. He'll be in New York just at a chimney truck. People, he's like little Uzi.
Riding bikes.
Yeah, he's like just riding bikes. Like this dude just
being human.
Yeah, he just wants to be normal.
Yo, no, I love it. I love it. We're gonna talk about next week more of the two things that dropped this week. So the XXXTENTACION documentary came out. We're gonna make sure to watch it all. I'll make sure to send Marlon the link because he doesn't have Hulu, so he didn't watch it.
Man, if I can interrupt you, like
Yeah.
that was the coolest thing to see, to be a part of that Trippie Redd concert and
Last night.
Yeah, man, and see all these kids. Like the DJ that was there was this kid named Jersey John, and he was Juice WRLD's DJ.
Okay.
Which is such a cool connection to have all of them connected like that.
Yeah.
And he was just like prepared, you know what I mean? The kid's 22, so he's a part of that, and was just dropping like the best XXX records, and like to feel what that feels like,
Bro.
and how these kids like attach to him, and like to know that Trippie's also attached to him.
Yeah, bro. Literally one of his main friends. And from that umbrella, the only one that's still going, because we do have people from that time and that were friends and like around that, like Ski Master, Slump God. There's people that are alive. You talking about probably Smoke Perp? What were you gonna say?
Yeah, Smoke
Smoke
Perp.
Perp.
Smoke is from Chicago area, right? Isn't
Smoke
it
Perp?
I, think
I
it's
don't
from
know.
Chicago.
I know he blew up because of Kanye like helping him like playing
think
his songs at the Yeezy season shows in Chicago and shit. It
Smoke
blew up.
Perp is from Chicago, I'm pretty sure.
But that Florida scene and that SoundCloud era, Trippie Redd's like the top dog right now still, like from all that, because he's still out here, still doing shows, still relevant, still dropping hits,
and
still going crazy.
Owns all his shit. He's a smart businessman as
Yeah.
well.
Yeah, he signed a new deal right now. I think he signed what we said, 30 million he signed?
It was something crazy.
Something crazy.
Some shit like that.
30 million for, I want to say 3 albums. It was something like that.
Yo, so how did you get connected to him? Look at this. The interview has changed.
So we got connected to him because of similar to
Is
you,
there
where
a
it's
story
like
out there
people.
like that that people know?
Yeah, definitely.
Oh, cool.
We definitely talked about it. But for those who don't know, for sure, it was just a situation where us being ourselves, expressing our opinion on his music. It was, I want to say, A Love Letter to You 3.
Yeah.
I want to say the album, A Love Letter to You
Y'all
3.
reaction video-
The album right after Life's a Trip.
The album after Life's a Trip, which I think is his
remember
best.
it.
It was
his-
your reaction video too.
Yeah,
right?
so we did a reaction album to his follow-up album to what I think was my favorite and his best album, which was Life's a Trip. So obviously you're going to compare an artist's recent work to the prior works, like the new album to the prior album. So we were comparing it and we're like, yo, like how are you going to drop your best album and this one right here, it's not that great. You got a lot of work to do, etc. Literally speaking to him as we do in every video. Like I make sure to talk to the artist as if they're watching, because I subliminally kind of feel like they are. In this instance, he was, and he literally DM'd the main account that we had at the time, because it's taken down now. It got suspended.
I still have the screenshots.
I just saw it because I try to
yeah,
add y'all. And
yeah, it
it
got
was-
suspended. The main account got suspended by Instagram. I don't know what's gonna happen with that. God bless. But yeah,
Like I said, Jesus take the wheel.
yeah, Jesus take the wheel. But
I hope y'all get that shit back.
no, prayers, thank you. But at that time, he communicated with us through there, sending us videos, kind of like subliminally a bit mad, like with like he put a filter, like literally it was a black and white filter, and like smoking, and like how you guys are not gonna like that album, etc. Blah blah. That I put my all into it, this and that, blah blah. Like really hurt about it, and kind of aggressive if we were to look back at it. But I'm like I'm not gonna be confrontational. What am I gonna be mad at this guy? So I'm like, bro, literally like just call me. Like I sent him my number. Or I think he sent me his. And I think after I sent something like that. But he sent his first. I think.
Like FaceTime and shit.
Yeah, and he sent the wrong one. I was like, it's not working. Then he sent it again with like a changed number, one number changed. I'm like, okay. We called, then it worked, and then we have it all documented on YouTube. Where it's like our first interview with him was via FaceTime. It's on YouTube to this day, and I made sure he was cool with it. Like, yo, I'm a screen recorder. Are you cool? And he's like, yeah. And we were just talking, and he was venting his frustration like with us, and he was like, yo, I watch all your videos, like why don't you like the album? Like he wanted an actual, bird's eye view
Like
from a
deeper
fan's
response,
perspective, yeah. Especially us, because he was a fan of us and he would watch our videos.
That's sick.
And eventually he would let me know, like he let me know in person, like he would watch us all the time, like and him and X would watch us, like his friend group was all familiar with us. And it was like so
That's
crazy. Like
sick.
we're fans of them, but meanwhile they're fans of us, right? And I kind of knew that was kind of going on, especially early on, because our videos were like the most viewed of these artists, like the Trippie, the X's, like their reactions by us were like the most viewed, especially when it came to album time. Like people would go to us, like no matter what, like they want to get our opinion. Yeah, so I felt like their fans were like synonymous with us, but then they confirmed it by communicating with us, especially Trippie, because he could have reached out to anybody, because thousands of people probably reacted to the album. Yeah, anyone, write-ups, articles, all the time, but specifically us. He reached out, felt however he felt. I handled the situation right. I'm like, let's talk, and it cultivated to what it cultivated to now, where it's like he's cool with us. He paid a lot of respect, especially at that time. He even, like, last time I saw him in Miami, he joked around with the idea of like, I'm gonna make an album. I'm gonna just let you guys pick the songs. But then it's like a joke to him. But I'm like, yo, that's what really I would love. Yeah, and not even with just him, with so many fucking rappers. I'm like, bro,
please put me on to that. I will sequence the shit out of this,
bro. I'll sequence you guys' albums. I'll make the album that you guys need to release.
Do you need me to produce?
Yeah,
I'll do it.
You pick your best 15. I'll knock it down to 10. I might knock it down to 6 if the rest are ass. Like, I'll
9 if you're nice.
Yeah, yo, I know how to break it down. And like, he would joke around with that and just being comfortable being around us. And like, he's like, I remember we FaceTimed him like while driving randomly, and he was like, he loved us like randomly. Like, I love you guys. And I was like, oh, we love you. We love you back, bro. I guess, like it was like a very like full circle moment. But yeah, it just shows you that
it's like cool when you pass that. Like, yeah, all right, you really do know I'm your friend. Like, cool,
Yeah, and because I would tell him to all the time, like, I didn't care. Like, I'd be like, bro, like, we need you alive. Like, look at what happened to your friends. Like, we need you here. Like, you need to like stay here. Like, take care of yourself. Like, I would say that shit all the time. Like, even if it would be fall on deaf ears, like, he might not respond to it necessarily, but I feel like no one around him probably was saying that, because that's why he's telling us like he loves us. Like, he just met us, but he loves us, and like he's connecting with us, and it's because we're telling him these things that a lot of people
contrary to what he's getting.
Yeah,
elsewhere.
And it's the same with the reaction, where it's like he might have so much yes men around him, dick riding him, and at the same time, I understand it because you are from,
Yeah, that's real.
You're from the bottom.
Hear you say it like that too.
Yeah.
It's dope that you don't pull no punches.
No, yeah, because you come from the bottom, right? And I witnessed it firsthand when we went to Miami. Like, he went shopping and all his crew was there, and he was walking around, and they were all like puppets, like following him around. Like, no one else was shopping, just him, and they're all following him around. And I'm like, okay, I understand what's happening here. This is the top dog. This is the leader. So there's yes men type of energy, because they came from nothing to something. Millionaire guy. Like, this guy just signed another deal. This is Trippie Redd, right? Yeah. And it's not just a name. It's actual millionaire.
Record, yeah.
So exactly, and he's actually making an imprint into the culture. And he's like, people know him not just because of clout, just because he's actually impacting people. So, and you can measure that financially, non-financially, and he's there. So by default, you're going to have people that, oh, you like this? Yeah, bro, I like that shit. Oh, you fuck with this? Yeah, bro. Just because he might even be paying their bills. They don't want to get cut off. They're like, if I say some shit, he might cut me off. But we're coming at it where it's like, you're not helping us financially, like, bro, and we don't need it. Like, if we want to just fly out to you, like, we'll pay our own shit. Like, we got to fly out to you just to kick it at some friendship. You don't got to, like, this is not no whatever. Like, we never spoke to your label. It was always directly to him. And it just cemented and proved to us that everyone's a fucking human on this earth. Like, period. These people that you play in your earbuds, listen to every day, you might idolize, not idolize.
You can be a fan and a friend, bro.
Exactly.
It gets to that point. You don't have to be this person doesn't have to be this like exaggerated thing. It's like same it's the same idea that I have here with artists from the city. It's like, I'm friends with a lot of these guys, but damn, like, I bump Kari as much as I can because I want to listen to that shit, and like, I want to talk to him about it. I want to bump Hill, and I want to talk to him about the music. Like, yo, this was fly. How'd you flip it and do this? And yo, what made you use this sample? Like, you can be a fan. People
have a lot of pride and ego sometimes, where they don't want to express their fanism of things, and like their fanism of small things, and
that's like old school mentality.
Yeah.
Of, like, don't dick ride.
It's like, nah,
man,
bro,
you can't even like this shit. Like, you can't even like it.
Yeah, it's like, bro, no, you're getting paid to talk like that. Yeah. Whoa, no.
Damn.
I wish I might talk more like this if I was getting paid for that. It's not the situation, buddy.
It's like, yo, you want me to hate it, but you want me to love it and respect it, but hate it. And if it's around me, then I gotta shut the fuck up and don't say no cool shit about it. Just sit there.
Yeah. No, I'm telling you, bro, it's crazy. But that's a lot of times how we connect with the artists, like, through just being ourselves, and like they would just post us like a clip of us, and not all the time. It's never really like where we're dick riding. It's like we might say a joke about them or like something that some people might be scared to say. We just say it off the cuff where we feel comfortable, and they repost us. Like it happened with the Weeknd, and it happened with the
Sway
Chris
Lee.
Brown
Remember
and the Sway Lee
Sway
situation.
Nugget?
Yeah, Sway Lee. I was like talking about Sway Lee. Like he's like I think he had trouble with his girlfriend at the time or something. And I'm like, bro, you gotta focus on the music. Like, what's going on? Like like you sleeping with these girls? Like, what is going on? Blah blah blah. And there was a video literally of
Was it Sway or the other one? Because the other one was
the other one now is as well, or like after. But at the time, Sway Lee had a specific one with this one girl, this main girl that he was going on and off with. So I was talking about that, joking about that, and there was a video that we got tagged in of one of his friends literally filming him watching us on his phone. That clip specifically, me saying that, and I'm like, oh, okay, what the fuck? Oh, this is amazing. And he was
That's
like laughing,
awesome.
smiling.
Was that after? That's like
And that was like, I don't know what timeline it was, to be honest,
don't
but
matter, I guess.
yeah, but it was like we were gonna link up. Like he was down to link up, but then
He's a cool kid.
yeah, I can tell by the energy and stuff and everything I've seen. But fucking IG account got taken down. So,
Son of a bitch.
but you know, through God's and
That's
divine
awesome.
intervention.
That's awesome that I can be like have like a transit highway to you in that way, because I didn't know that you had that with him.
Yeah,
And like, yo, I got to tour with them. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, the race trimmer, right?
Yeah, I got to tour with them during Black Beatles, like during that Black Beatles era. So they were already like huge, but this is why I love this. You know what I'm saying? Because fuck, man, you have such a different way of being able to connect with artists that'll eventually lead you all down the same path that I am. Like it's gonna be bound to happen. Like if Rhode Ortiz gets on a Bad Bunny tour, like at one point Complex Ambition is gonna be on a tour. It's just that is gonna culminate to that moment because you guys, your voices are so large. But it's dope to be able to sit across from all of you and be able to hear your stories and be able to say, damn, I'm also connected to that artist, and like in a funny way. Because you sit here and you know, like, yo, you're from Rhode Island. You guys are from Rhode Island. I would be on these tours the entire time thinking like, yo, no one else is doing this.
Yeah,
This is nuts. I'm not supposed to be here. I'm not a rapper.
yeah.
Even though I had a tape of myself and let me play.
Even though I had fire.
Yeah, I had fire to myself.
But it felt impossible or unreachable at the time, unfathomable.
As I'm sitting there in the moment.
Yeah.
As I'm literally sitting there in the moment because I had no reference point.
Yeah, exactly.
I never had a reference point. I had Chachi, but I didn't have a deeper reference point.
Yeah,
I didn't
or
know.
multiple.
Yeah.
Now we have plenty. You know,
Yeah.
seeding out throughout the history of the city. No, I agree, and I appreciate it too because I think it's dope because I think it's very cemented. Like it's weird. Like think about this. Like just a simple idea. Let's say you were next week got booked with like Chris Brown or something, or like the Weeknd. Either one, right? And then you were
Chris
to
Brown.
and then you were to casually show them us like, yo, you guys know these guys. Like they'll recognize our faces, and that's
Exactly.
crazy to me because it's
Yes.
like they literally. It wasn't like a fan posted. Like they literally would post it themselves, take time out of their day, screen record, and
Just
post
because
it
they fuck with it.
just because they fuck with it. And it's like, and specifically artists of that caliber, they really don't do that with anyone or any reaction channel. Like if we're talking about DJ Khaled, like he did a compilation of like a bunch of reactions and he added us. So it was like it's dope, but it was like specifically these other instances where it's like they specifically took us. Like all us only, and it's like wow, it's like,
You
and
guys
we're-
are a voice.
yeah, and we're here in Rhode Island,
Yeah,
Providence,
yeah.
Rhode Island, parked somewhere in a neighborhood near you. If you're listening in the
Yo,
401,
if you're in Rhode Island, it really is probably a neighborhood near you.
yeah, in the 4. No, bro, I've had instances where people. Is that you? Remember that little kid? It was a little kid that went crazy. I think it was outside of Marlone's house in that area. He ran up to us, bro. At first, I'm like, what the hell? Who the hell is coming up to us middle of the night? And he was going crazy, like he couldn't breathe. He was like, I thought it was you. I was like, what the? I was just watching your video. I was like, I'm like, is it them parked outside my house? And I was like, and I felt for him too. I'm like, yo, that must be so surreal.
Great.
Because you're looking at it in your phone and then it's happening right in front of you. It's like right outside your house. It's almost scary. It's like, what the fuck?
The best thing that happened to me leading up to the Trippie show this weekend, I'm coming into Jersey and I'm like, yo, let me call my cousin up to see what's up. Like I haven't seen these people in years. It's been over like 7-8 years. And the first thing that my cousin's best friend, now again, I haven't seen these people in mad long. He's like, oh, my cousin's best friend's boyfriend, right? So my cousin's best friend is a woman. Her husband or boyfriend was like, "Oh, you're from Rhode Island? Do you know Jay Ramirez?" And I was like, "Yo, this is crazy." So I text Jay Ramirez. Like, this is how dope. This is how cool shit is actually popping out of our city. That I haven't seen these people in 8 years, and no more than 3 seconds into being into a house deep in New Jersey, Elizabeth, New Jersey. Someone's like, "You know who Jay Ramirez is? I love that guy." Yo, you know who my city is, where when I was coming up and I was your age, we were Long Island. Everybody thought we were Long Island.
Oh, I've heard that in the past.
You guys don't deal with that no more.
Yeah.
That's fire to me. That's what y'all built. That's what we're all building. Everybody that's like working hand to hand, man. Because, yo, my career as a DJ, I couldn't have done it without the brothers that gave me the opportunity to move that way. I didn't have that growing up. I never had that. So I'm very grateful that y'all are able to like spread our name that far and wide.
No, bro, especially with my platform, like that's one of my life goals. Like, I do not care. Like, a lot of people are even like selective with the shit. Like, oh, he's from here, but he's corny, so I don't even give a fuck about him. But it's like, bro, like everyone has their lanes of everything. Like, fuck it. Maybe he's the corniest person in the world. Maybe that might be the fucking shit. Like, it's from here. Like,
if you ain't congratulating, you hating.
Exactly. If you're not congratulating, you're hating. Like, there's so much like deep energy and deep hate out here. It's like people gotta let that shit go.
Well, what it is that people are they like we all self-judge ourselves.
Yeah.
So when we see somebody that's doing something else that we can't do, that's where that
comes from.
Yeah, that's where that malice comes from.
I agree with that.
It's just a reflection of themselves, of what they can't accomplish.
Yeah.
So
I like that. That's true. That's very true.
That's where corny comes from. Like, that's literally where, in my opinion, that's where corny comes from. It's like, if you think that somebody's corny that's just generally being themselves, like, because they're just a little bit different than you, you're just hating, bro.
Yeah, no,
straight up.
Trust me, because I remember even finding out, like, when people even felt that energy towards, like, Pharrell and shit, like, Pharrell's corny, I'm like, okay, so this is all a lie. Then corny is, like, just a fabricated term, like, Pharrell's corny or was corny? So I was like,
the most influential man in the last
coolest,
2-3 decades.
Like, Pharrell's the coolest guy in the world to me, but like all these like Backpack or like not, but prior to Backpack, but like the deep rappers were like looking at Pharrell back then as the corniest thing in the world. It's like, look at time now. Like, that's crazy, bro. Yep. That's crazy. But there we have it. Corniest podcast in the world. Cap. Episode 33. Appreciate you, Gibran, coming through. My brother right here.
This has been beautiful.
Amazing conversation.
All of this so much.
I definitely want to have you on again in the future. I feel like you need a whole fucking series. Part 2 with Gibran. Part 3, Part 4, Part 5.
I got a lot to tell, man, and I'm grateful, and like, yo, I'm still going, man.
Any last words for anyone out there on anything we talked about today or whatever? Anything you want to say?
Yo, I think that you always want to leave it at, like, please just be yourself. Please, man. Just be yourself. There's no magic to this system. There's no magic to this game. Remember that this shit is a game. Play it like a game. Be yourself. And just do it the way the fuck you want to do it. I'm 35. I just did that. You just told me. I thought he was a lot older. Just did a show with a kid that's 22, man.
Yeah.
That's on the top of his world. Anything is possible. You can live in any realm of your own world, man. Fucking be genuine. Tell the truth. That's all I got to say.
And there we have it there. Appreciate you guys tuning in another week. Make sure to subscribe on YouTube. Leave a review everywhere. Comment down below. And this has been Cap. Bye.
They gon' love me for my ambition.